All right, welcome back, everybody. It's me, Burrito. We're going to be doing NIMS theme park today and a little bit of some other stuff. But first, I think it's finally time we talk about droids, specifically the combat variety. You've seen me mess around with my little R3 unit here, Jojo, as a storage compartment. But droids could do other things as well. So I'm going to be getting a combat droid today because NIMS theme park will get a little dicey when going up against the bosses. I'm going to try do them by myself. We'll see how that goes. But we're going to go to the bazaar. And we're going to go to vendor location and search the entire galaxy. And if we go down to deed and then click droid deed, you can see that I've already been messing around with some filters here. I've enabled item attribute filter, and I've put in values that would give us the highest level droid possible on Legends in terms of like combat quality. So level 90 with 12,000 protection and 16,000 health. So as an example, here's a super battle droid that meets that. Now, one thing that I want to note is if you are below level 50 and you get a combat droid that's either level 90 or level 60, keep in mind that you can only use a combat droid that is no more than 10 levels above your level. So if you're level 30 and you buy a combat droid and it's crafted at a level 60, you won't be able to use it for 20 more levels. Second of all, is combat classes on Legends, even if the droid's crafted at 90, they can only use up to level 60. So if I buy this droid, bring it out, it'll be scaled down to level 60. The level 90 is for traders and I believe entertainers to use. The idea there is that since they don't have combat abilities built into their base profession, that droids are much more of a use case for them. Yes, entertainers have their combat tree, the drama tree, but you know, sometimes trick trader or entertainers don't want to respec to go do a thing. It's whatever. So these are an option. So when it comes to combat droids, your entertainer got 60. Okay, so then it's just traders then. I have never been a spec into an entertainer longer than 8 hours. So you better believe I've never taken a droid out on that character. Yeah. So I guess, yeah. So traders can use level 90. Entertainers, I guess stuck with 60. Respective drama then, I guess. But, so you can see that there's a bunch of modules that are placed in it. The modules will just basically be like the levels of the specials. So I don't think we have any specials. Yeah, we do. We got the level 1 of everything. So level 1, flame jet, shock, shield, dump, etc. If you're a crafter, you can get up to the higher tiers of droid abilities, which then you want to buy a droid with the appropriate modules in it, which I believe all these would be fine. So, as for which droid chassis is the best, it's just preference. Like, if you think SBD is cool, get an SBD. If you want one of the cool new K2s, do that. I don't know if I'd pay 30 mil for a K2, but that's a thing, I guess. I don't really know if I have a specific preference in mind. The only thing that I want to say is, let's see if I can find one just here by skimming. Yeah. The Guardian Mark II droids, keep in mind they're melee. So if you're going to use this, remember it's going to run out and try and attack it melee like Beastmaster Pet would. The other droids will actually like shoot. Everything else basically gets a weapon. Like this has blasters, SBD has blasters, Venerable Battle Droid has blasters, etc. So we have a lot of options here, even filtered down to like what's the best. So I guess I just need like a personal preference. I think Magna Guard's also my melee. I've never run one. It makes sense if they did, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just whip a blaster out. I kind of like the Probot. It's got that nice little, you know, Star Wars nostalgia aesthetic. So let me filter this down by Probot. What I used to use on live also are the Probots. I just think they're neat. You can notice, though, that this one doesn't have all the combat modules in it. So like if I wanted a capped one, like this one has all 6 specials or whatever. And that's fine. 100k is fine. And I don't even have to travel anywhere, really. It's right outside Isley, it looks like. So we'll create a waypoint for that. We'll drive over there, pick it up. All right, so we're here at the droid vendor. Or the person who's selling this droid. Let's go just filter back to deed. Droid, you'll see that it keeps all of our filters from the Bazaar terminal. There we go. So you can see all the filters that I already applied were kept. So filters down right to what I want. And so let's buy that. Cool. Let's take a step outside. So in inventory, after purchasing that, now we do have the droid. And it's got all the stats we want. So if I do ready droid unit. Droid has been... you cannot call something that's more than 5 levels above. Okay, first of all, I guess it's not 10, it's 5. I didn't realize that the combat level 90 also applied if in the scaling. That's... that's new to me. Okay, well. Do I want to go buy one that I could use? Nah. There's your lesson, Arrow. There's your droid lesson. We all learned something today. It's 5, not 10. And it's based on crafted level before scaling down. Well, we'll use that at some point. Well, let's go to Wayfar. All right, so we're back in Jabba's Palace. Before we go do Nim's theme park, I thought this would be a good time to do Boba Fett's Clone Wars quest that we kind of waved off later. So if we go back to talk to Jabba, or Boba, he said, you can say, I've heard Jabba's working you hard. Maybe you could use some help? He goes, help? Maybe not help. Do you have a job for me? You are Von Valimo, right? I've seen you around the halls. I suppose I could have some use for you. I'm like, yeah, you also stalked me to Rory, dude. Excellent. What do you have in mind? I need you to collect a mark for me. The target is Wogo. He's of the Marauder species. Gray hair, ponytail, dark brown skin, and a heavy drinker. Last seen in the city of Restis on Rory before it blew up. I have a contact in the refugee camp north of Restis. Deliver this message to him, and he should assist you in finding the mark. The employer of the contract has no interest in the mark staying alive. We could say, what kind of fur should I bring back to collect the bounty? I have to kill him. I can't do that. I was hoping it would be local. I can't go to Roy right now. This is the first one. The mark uses an exotic weapon, a needler carbine, and it has some Marauder inscriptions on the stock. That should suffice. Alright, I will be back shortly. Good. So this is the Working for Boba Fett quest line, and we have a few phases to it. The reason this is a good point to pick up now is because of our level being level 79. So if you've been questing up to this point using whatever reward weapons or weapons you've looted or gotten from your profession wheel, now's a really good time to upgrade your weapon. There's 2 easy ways to do this. There's either to go to Mustafar, and I mean to use that. It's either go to Mustafar and do... Oof. There's a mission where that you... I think it's a history lesson. I think that one rewards you with a weapon choice. Or if you're using ranged weapons, if you're using melee, you can do the Symbiosis quest, and that'll give you this Stormcaller. Or you could do this quest. It won't reward you with a melee weapon, so sorry to one running melee, but it will reward you with a option of between a rifle and a carbine, and it will always grant people pistols as well. So if you're running a pistol build, this is a really good one to do. If you're running rifles or carbines, you'll have that option. Again, if you're running melee, no such luck on this one. All right, so we're here in Restis, where we use the Starship terminal at the back of Jabba's palace to get here a little bit faster. But if we walk in here, we could talk to Karax. May I help you? I believe so. I'm looking for Wogo. I've never heard of him. Fett told me to give you this, and we give him a package. Karak looks inside the package. Curse that monster. Yes, I've seen Wogo. He was working with Ogvir, a Rhodian smuggler. Where do I find Ogvir? I talked to him earlier. He was on his way to Dantooine to deliver something. I can give you the coordinates of the route he usually takes. That would be most helpful. Now, what about my brother? Where is he? I have no idea. Take care. Curse you both, you stinking... Hey, careful what you say next, dude. We're gonna go on Dantooine space. It's a space mission, everybody. Yeehaw! So let's see. He's a tier 2 smuggler running the YT 1300. So as long as you have a tier 2 ship or better, so maybe like a Dune Lizard or better, this probably wouldn't be too bad. We are going to have to disable him. So we're going to want to hit those engines or that reactor. If you're running a lower level ship, you might want to aim for the weapons first, disable those, as it might take you a little bit to get through his shields. But we're an ace pilot, so I have to be careful not to kill him. What? Oh, it's one of those timer things. Fine, I'll take you to where I was supposed to meet him later. Okay, so you don't have to dock with him or scan. It was just one of those disable the ship, and then I guess he just decides, sure, okay. So now we gotta escort him. Yeah, this might be a little tricky if you're just using the starter ship and that's it because of those weapons. It's probably possible, but again, maybe you just want to at least like get Cert 3 parts and up like your next level of chassis before doing this one. I think this is the only space part in the whole quest line, though. I don't remember. I didn't reread what we had to do for the whole quest line. I just kind of skimmed it and been like, oh yeah, these are the rewards. That's right. Sure is a YT 1300. You got it, Sexmug. That is a YT 1300. Don't mistake it for the YT 2400 or any other variant that might exist. You better not, or else I'll tell everybody in the Wikipedia comments about you, and they'll make fun of you, maybe. As I sit trying to recanonize some of the decanonized Wikipedia pages. Actually think I'd give up my friend to you, you filthy bounty hunter. Get him, boys. Oh no, he led me into a trap. I can't believe it. They wouldn't just trust a bounty hunter? Oh no, tier 3 fighters. Alright. We're done. Bounce their carcasses off. Wikipedia people would probably have a kick out of you. I'm sure they have a kick out of everybody. That's it? We're done? I guess we are. Alright, we're back with Boba Fett. He's like, do you have the gun? No, I'm still working on it. Give Fett the details. Have you ever been to the labor outpost in Yavin 4? Wasn't there that where your droids of the pirates came from? I don't have time to teach you the job. Did it? Oh, navigation droid. Scan of intact data among debris indicate origin labor outpost moon 4 of Yavin. Yeah, but like Mr. Boba Fett, it wasn't in the normal space text. It was just a white system message that was crammed between XP bonus, credit, loot item, and then mission update. So, cut me some slack. Okay, so here's the chef, Wuchi Opka. I can tell him I'm looking for something, and I expect you think you know where that someone else. Perhaps his name is Wogo. Ring a bell. Sure, good customer. A bit too good, if you know what I mean. Last time he was in here, he said he was heading to Nashville on the planet Talus. Excellent. Thank you very much. Would it kill you to tip me some? Jerk. I mean, I would, but the game won't let me. Nashville and Talus. Yeah. Wogo was on Cantinas have worked so far. Check if he's at the Nashville one. Which the Nashville Cantina's right over here. How about you? What can I do for you? I was hoping you could help me track down an old friend. I will do my best. What's his name? Wogo. He's got dark skin, gray. Yes, Mr. Wogo. I believe I saw him head in the back room a few minutes ago. Oh, he's in the box. Dirge. You, who are you? And more importantly, where is Fett? I'm Fett's partner. Now where's Wogo? Partner? Pawn, you mean? Very well, as partner. Now look in the box and take what you need from Wogo. Then go back to Fett and tell him that Dirge is coming for him. Now get out of here before I lose my patience with you. Maybe someday that NPC's cantina will be incentivized to be used. Nah. Everyone's still just gonna live in Isley forever. Mos Eisley will be the only NPC cantina that ever gets used. Some people have tried to turn, like, the Theed one into, the place to be. But when you have a video game like an MMO where everyone starts in one spot, or everyone coalesces in one spot and lines up in their like journey, that's always going to be the go-to place. It's just how it's designed. It's just also how like onboarding goes for early game areas. You just have more people who are in the early game for one reason or another. So it's more common to see people in early game areas like Mos Eisley than it would be to see people hanging out in late game areas like cities on Talos. All right, back with Boba. Okay, Boba, we got the thing. Yes, but it's done with a twist. There was another person there when Wogo died. Go on. After Wogo was already dead when I found him. He did have a lot of enemies. Well, the killer was still there, someone named Dirge. I kind of like roundabout of that conversation, but Dirge, you're sure about the name? Yes, he told me to tell you that he's coming for you. All right, let me see Wogo's gun. Sure, do you know this Dirge? Possibly. Here's your share of the bounty and the gun back. I don't want it. So what happens now? I may have another use for you. Come back later. I've done some research on this person that claims he's Dirge. The track ends at a research facility called the Warren on Dantooine. Go there and find clues to who this person is and possibly where he is at now. You say he claims he's Dirge. You don't think he says he is? Probably not. So who was Dirge? You don't have to worry about that. Now, will you do your part? Of course. Last I heard, the Warren was a bit of turmoil, so keep that in mind. I think Boba Fett's implying that he already killed Dirge. So that's why we don't have to worry about it. So the Warren is a older dungeon in the game that is an open world dungeon, so it's not instanced. You can find other players running around there. And we are a high enough level where we'd be fine. I believe this quest series is recommended for level 70 or 75. The NPCs in the Warren are roughly around that, which is probably one of the reasons this quest has the rating it does. At our current level, I don't think most of the NPCs that we'll be encountering in the world will give a crap about us. At some point later, I'll probably do a run-through of the Warring and the main quests there, or navigating the bunker. But right now, what we do need to do is go to the Warren, and we need to get we just got to go through the upper crust of the place. We don't even need to go that far down. All right, so we're here at the Warren on Dantooine. But before we can get in, we need to get a pass key. Luckily, there is somebody around here who has one. Here they are. We have to speak to this escapee. This escapee might not look the same for you, as I think their look changes with the server resets. Okay, I believe I escaped that terrible place. What place? The Warren. It's a terrible place. The horrors. What's so bad about it? Where is it? Here's a waypoint. The terrible place. I'll give you the pass to get in as well. Maybe you can put a stop to the horrible experience that happened there. Putting a lot of faith in somebody you just randomly met in the middle of a purple planet. But all right, so we're gonna head in. Again, I don't think we're gonna have too much trouble in here. So we're gonna go down, and we're gonna go this way because we don't have a choice. But once we get in here, I believe not this one right now. Is it this one? Yep. Find more information. All right, we gotta talk to this NPC who spawned on us. Who are you and what are you looking for? Never mind who I am. I'm looking for some information on one Dirge. Dirge, I should have guessed. Do you know something about him? Yes, I was assigned to the project codenamed Dirge. That was before this place went crazy. None of us knew where the research specimen Dirge came from or his origin. When he was brought in by our employers, he was a mess and could barely be called a life form. After we started to put together his damaged limbs and organs, though, he started to recover at a rate which I'd never seen before. Well, what species was he? We're not sure. Even though he recovered at an incredible rate and could soon start to function normally, or rather exceptionally, his exteriors were badly scarred. It was hard to even imagine what might once have looked like. So how did he get out? If you want to know anything else, you'll have to escort me out of this, help me escape this place. I have a data pad with all the information on the project hidden in the back room of the tavern at the mining outpost. Take me out of the lab and I'll give you the password and lock it. Why don't you just leave? The droids of this place have been ordered to attack any employees that try to leave the lab. I'm no fighter and would make it far. Fine. Need to get out of here anyways. Just don't get in the way. I won't, thank you. So he's level something. He's not very high level, so we got to be careful with him. Thing is, I don't think the Hurtons will attack him. I think it will just be the droids that we'll see in a moment. He's very slow, though. Screens that you shared have made you realize how beautiful some of the SWG can be. Yeah, there's actually a lot of places that are really well decorated for like what they had to work with, and you know, at certain, and they look quite different at certain times of day. I took some screenshots today in normal, and those were I was like, wow, you know, someone did some really good job set decorating normal. It's a shame there's really no reason to be in the city for longer than 20 minutes. Oh yeah, that was the droid ambush, by the way. Very intense, very scary. They're like level 25 droids or something. So even if you're at the recommended level for this, it's whatever. Oh, well, we made it out. What's the password? I guess I was close enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. I put it in a box in the back room of the tavern at the mining outpost. Now I'm out of here. Thanks and good luck. And we leveled up to 80. Wow. You know what that means. I think I'm just going to go for action cost reduction, to be honest, on Sure Shot. And we can whip out a new weapon. We're getting there. All right, let's go to the mining outpost. Just thinking of Naboo dreading the next legacy mission, but looked up and just had to pause the beautiful cityscape. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty places in Naboo. That's one of the reasons why I had my house for a really long time there on live. Granted, I was in the piss middle of nowhere. I wasn't near any of the cities. But, you know. There was a hot minute where I lived outside Corinne. And then I decided to move farther out of Corinne. I don't know why I mounted. I'm just trapped back here. Hashtag jetpack problems. Alright, so here is the cantina. Should look familiar from doing our piloting missions. Here's our old trainer. Go to hell. Alright, click the large box that had the data pad in it. Now we gotta go back to Boba Fett. Here we go. You can see that for some reason. Yeah. I lived, I mean, I've lived a lot of places in this game. The very first time I put a house down in this game was where probably everyone else did, outside Isley. Just like right around the ring of player houses that surround it. Then I lived outside, and then I lived on Locke because I got invited to a guild there. And then I lived on Naboo, outside of Corinne, behind the starport. I found a place for my large Nabooian house, like right on the line where you can start building houses. So that's why that was there. And then I ended up moving to the other side of the lake there, and there's a really nice spot there. That's where I actually tried to first play Civ Meta, our player city here on Legends, but Naboo was at the city cap and no one was budging. No one was even offering to sell city slots when I poked some people about it. So Naboo's really competitive to get a city slot on. I'm happy with where we ended up on Corellia, though. It's a nice spot. I wish the terrain was a little bit more agreeable, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, on Legends, I've lived in a few spots. I lived outside of Espa. Oh, I lived outside Espa on live also for a little bit. But I lived outside Espa for like a brief time at the start. Then I moved into a player city with called, I think it was the Valley of Death. That mayor eventually went AFK for too long and someone sniped the city slot. And then they deleted the city, so then I had to move. And I moved to New Ossus because that used to have open zoning. So I just ran in and jumped a house there just because it was a research center and I needed it for crafting. And then when I got the diner, we went and formed Civ Meta. All right, back at Boba Fett. What have you found out? Dirge was indeed in the lab. Check this data pad. Boba Fett looks through the information on the datapad. Interesting turn of events. You should get some rest. For the next part, you will need it, as well as some serious firepower. Do you prefer rifles or carbines? So, the option you pick here is you can't pick another one. So if you pick carbines, you get the DC-15 carbine, the Clone Trooper carbine, pew pew pew. The rifle, you get the DC-15 rifle, pew 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 pew, the clone one. While the DC-15 rifle, I feel, is a more iconic weapon, we're an officer, so let's grab that carbine. Says this one is old but powerful, should suit the occasion, and here it is. You can have these recrafted. So I could deconstruct it and take it to Weaponsmith, have it recrafted if I wanted to. Interestingly, it has a 35-meter range, which is really odd for a carbine. Even the one he gave us earlier has a normal 50-meter range. That's weird. I didn't know that. Either way, let's talk to Boba again. Time to track down and put an end to that nuisance that is Dirge. The criminal organization, The Claw, runs their business out of the Derrick Hotel on Talos. Their leader never leaves his office, but the provided firepower should grant you a pass to have a word with him. I will start my hunt there then. Good. Okay, so we're here at the Derrick Hotel on Talos. Oh yeah, here's some claw thugs. I believe they're back here. Or I gotta talk to the bodyguard. Back off. Sorry, Doe, I'm here to see the boss. And who the heck are you? Just your local gun-toting maniac draw weapon. You besta. I am a maniac. Whoa, don't shoot. Go in, go in. Here is Embrimi. You have no idea who you're dealing with. I know perfectly well who you are. Anyway, it's quiz time. I'm not saying anything. I like how I laugh at that. You won't say anything ever again if you don't answer my questions. What is it you want? I'm looking for Dirge. Ring a bell? What do you want with that scumbag? I want to retire him personally. Well, good luck then. I've sent 2 assassins after him, and they both have come back in pieces. Doesn't surprise me. Point to the bodies behind you. You have a point. Why do you want him dead? I'm asking the questions. Why do you want him dead? Well, Dirge managed to get out word from a lab that he was imprisoned in, promising 10 million credits to anyone that would help him escape. We took the opportunity, but Dirge decided to pay with about 10 million laser bolts instead. That's a lot of energy packs. I lost many men and barely survived myself. You mentioned you sent assassins after him, so where is he? Last location we tracked him down to was an abandoned building on Naboo in the small city of Deja Peak. Excellent, you've been most helpful. Have a nice day. If you kill him, I may consider forgetting what happened here today, as long as you never show your face here again. You could buy storyteller stuff right next to this guy. So quaint. All right, let's go to Deja Peak. It should be familiar to everybody. I bet you'll never guess what abandoned building he's in Deja Peak. There's like a million buildings in Deja Peak, but only one abandoned one that they stick every side quest in. They got the Leia Shrine at Deja too. Yeah, it's at the top of the waterfall. So if you exit the shuttle port, see the waterfall, go to the top, you can go to the Leia Memorial. Or I guess more aptly, the Carrie Fisher Memorial. They also have a Peter Mayhew Memorial on Kashyyyk in the northwest corner of the Kachiro area. It's a big Chewbacca statue. Oh yeah, the one near the Theed waterfall was to a player. That's a memorial to a player who's passed away. Then there's also the wow, a level 44 rogue droid. There's also the the Irish Memorial in Tyrina. That was a former dev. Okay, so we're here at our favorite abandoned building. Remember how we went up? I think he's in one of these other rooms. Maybe he's downstairs. Last time we went up when we were here. Yeah. I think we clicked this box. No? Is he upstairs? Is he in the... Oh, was I just waiting for that? I think I was just waiting for that. I was waiting for the second droid to attack me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have to click that box in the basement. Oh no, a level 64 dirge. Okay, we're done. Go back to Fett. Oh, all the player memorials with physical positions. There is a Seraphine memorial in the farming and ranching paintings. Right, that was Seraphine? Yeah. That was another player who passed away suddenly. My requested memorial is just drop a refrigerator in the middle of a planet. You don't have to. It doesn't matter which one, and just if anyone expects it, they just say there's a leftover burrito inside. That's my request. All right, back with Boba. Well, it is done. Dirge won't become a nuisance against. I can guarantee it. I doubt it. Did you bring anything back, or am I just gonna take your word for it? I have his helmet, had Dirge's helmet to Fett. That indeed looks like Dirge's. I'll accept this as proof. I assume you know better than to try and trick me. For holding your end of the bargain, you can have this. Used to serve an assassin well, just not as well enough as I suppose. Oh. It's been a pleasure working with you, Fett. I've had worse associates as well of them. And we get the KYD-21 pistol with a 25-meter range. Once you recraft it, it'll go up to the same max range as the other pistols. Still whack that the DC-15 has a base range of 35. But there you go. So if you're missing a carbine, rifle, or pistol, you can go ahead and hit up Boba Fett for some work, and he will hook you up. Granted, there's a little bit of space in the front of it, but if you get by that, it's mostly just driving around. All right, we are here finally on Lock, here to do Nim's theme park. We got to go meet Vanna Sage. So Nim's theme park is a quest line that you do not need to meet any prerequisites for. So you don't have to do all the legacy quests to do this. And in fact, I'd recommend not doing all the legacy quests. If you want to experience them all like I have, go for it. But to be honest, it would have been a lot more time efficient if I was looking to optimize my time to come here basically as soon as I hit level 60. You can easily get 10 to 15 levels out of Nim's theme park in just a couple of hours. You'll see while we're doing this. So here we are at Nim's fortress, you could say. It's kind of cool space, decorated pretty well. It's the other city halls, but like I think it's lit a little bit better. It doesn't feel so dark in here, especially the Coordinate City Hall felt pretty dingy, but here we are. And she is right up here on the main stage. So we talk to her. She'll say, "Thanks for coming, Vum. The Lock Revenants are always in need of competent individuals. You have a job? There is something I'd like you to look into, if you can. I recently intercepted a distress call from a starship that crash landed on Lock. Ships nosedive into the planet all the time, but this one took off from an Imperial mining installation on Lock and never made it into the atmosphere. I think it slammed down near the hideout of the Sulfur Lake Pirates. I'm very interested in the vessel. Who are you?" "I am Vanna Sage. I work for Nim as his head of security." "Who's Nim?" "You must be joking. Nim is the most feared pirate in the Moramere system. He routed the Trade Federation from Locke and its neighboring planets right around the start of the Clone Wars, and he's maintained complete control over the space lanes in this region ever since. There's nobody with more power on Locke, and except for Jabba the Hutt, he's probably the most powerful alien in the Outer Rim." For context, everybody, Nim is featured in the game Jedi Starfighter. If you ever played that, I think that's where his first appearance is. Anyways, so let's see here. You intercepted a distress call. Yes, as part of my duties, I monitored comlink and transceiver activity around the system. We don't want a Star Destroyer sneaking up on us, do we? Anyway, this particular ship interests me because it was carrying Imperial cargo, a droid in fact, and that was once owned by General Otto at the Imperial at an Imperial base here on Locke. What's so special about this droid? Probably nothing, but as an Imperial droid, it might be carrying some very interesting data. Shipping schedules, guard rosters, prisoner transfer mission, schematics for some terrifying superweapon. Anything the droid knows could be sold on the black market or trade back to Otto for a favor down the road. It might also tell us something about the Imperial mining facility, which we haven't been able to infiltrate. And the reward? You'd be rewarded for a fair rate if you can secure that droid's memory module. I'll recover the module. Where can I find this droid? I have scouts out now. I have a feeling the Sulfur Lake pirates may get their hands on the droid before us. If so, this easy scavenge job will turn into an infiltration of their hideout. Still interested? Sure. I am sending you to meet with a person who used to work with the pirates. See if you can get glean any inside information. Where to? Not too far. Meet Chauster at the Stronghold Cantina in case you have been there. In case you haven't been there, I'll have placed a waypoint. Okay. Something I can help you with? I don't seem to recall your face, but I'm getting a little long in the tooth. Do we know each other? No, but I'm a friend of Vanna's. Ah, yes, Vanna Sage, always on top of security for Nim. I'm not sure why she sticks with those Locke revenants, though. Did you ever hear of how Sage met Nim? Funny story, but you aren't here for that story, right? You want to know about the Sulfur Lake Pirates and the engineering work I did for them, don't you? Yes, tell me about the pirates. The Sulfur Lake Pirates aren't the brightest pirate band on Locke. First, they named themselves after the lake where they have their hidden lair. When they realized that every other group on Locke knew where they were holed up, the Sulfur crew hired me to set up some defenses. We eventually had a falling out. There's no band of thieves that I hate more. Why do you hate them? After I set up their systems, the Sulfur morons decided it would be easier and maybe safer to kill me instead of pay me. I barely escaped their bloodthirsty Veermock with my life. I had to change my name and find an image designer to give me a new face. But I don't forget or forgive being betrayed. I came here to hide on Locke, waiting for a chance to repay them. Tell me, what kind of work did you do for the Sulfur Pirates? I established the safeguards on their security system. It's not too dangerous, but does keep visitors out of the back room. Anyone who wants to enter needs to punch in a series of codes, which only the pirates know. But I did leave a back door. I gave the security system a rudimentary AI that will ask 3 questions to anyone who doesn't have the code. Can you tell me what the system's back door? Oh, man. If you don't have the access code, the security system is programmed to ask you 3 questions. The system's AI is a little independent. It changes the questions periodically, so I don't know what they are exactly. But I only programmed it with knowledge in 3 fields: color spectrums, math, and Tatooine humor. Do you want to know more about these areas? Tell me about the color spectrum. In my youth, I tried to make my fortune by forging famous hollow paintings. I wasn't very successful, but I did learn basic facts about the color wheel. The color spectrum includes both primary and secondary colors, and there are opposing colors on the color wheel. Red is the opposite of green, for example. Security systems AI seemed fascinated with the color wheel, so you might do a little research on that. Am I supposed to Google it? Probably. Talking about the math problems. Well, at the time, I was very intrigued by sequential numbers. If you're presented with a string of numbers like 1, 3, 5, and 7, what comes next? 9, of course. That's just a simple odd number sequence. The sequence the AI uses might be a bit harder, but it could be also as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tell me about the Tatooine jokes. A few years back, I was stranded on Tatooine. I was befriended by a Rhodian drunk who liked to tell really terrible jokes. The jokes always involved Tatooine native species like Jawas or dewbacks. The jokes were just awful. How do you get a one-armed Jawa out of a tree? Wave. I tried to purge the jokes from my brain by transferring them to the AI. If the system asks you a joke, just pick the most obvious punchline. This guy's an idiot. I'll deal with the pirates. Well, take care. If you need to ask me about the defenses, again, I'll be here. I hope you give those pirates what they deserve. Okay, we gotta go talk with Vanna again. What kind of backdoor is that? How do you... He acted like he had no control over the rudimentary AI he programmed for the backdoor. You know what I mean? It's like, why didn't you just make it less stupid? Or just make it more simple? I get it because he had a shoehorn reason in to have these puzzles. I remember the math one tripping me up, but I don't remember the other ones being that hard. All right, back with Vanna. How's the meeting? How did you know? I'm the head of security. You'll be glad. I mean, she knew that we were going there. It's not much of a surprise that she'd ask us that. I'm the head of the security. You'll be glad to know that my intuition was correct and you didn't waste your time speaking with Chester. Oh. Our scouts learned that the Sulfur Lake pirates have already taken the cargo, including the droid from the crashed starship, so you won't need to look through the wreckage. Just head to the pirate's lair, locate the droid, and grab the memory module. Oh, and watch out for the pirate's bridge troll. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds dangerous. I've placed a new waypoint in your datapad. I'm on my way. Good. Before you go, you might try asking around to see if anyone else has business with the Sulfur Lake pirates. All right, so this is where we get some side quests. So all the NPCs with eyes above their head are NPCs you want to talk to. We'll just go in order. So here's Rek. Hey, Vum, glad you stopped to chat. You got time to lend me a hand, right? Sure, what do you need? Recent events have shown that we Revenants need to keep better tabs on Sulfur Lake pirates, right? So where do I come in? Glad you asked. I got a bunch of these surveillance devices from our head of security over there. I need you to head to the Sulfur pirates hideout and find good, inconspicuous locations to place them, right? And then what? Why you place them, of course. Then come report back to me when you're all done. Simple enough, right? Right. I'll be back when I'm done. I put some info in your datapad just so you can find the place, right? Here's Lady. Oh wait, she's the pilot. Grenz. Vum. Just the being Grenz was looking for. Grenz needs the assistance of Vum with a very sensitive situation. Can Vum keep a secret? Of course I can. What's going on? Those Sulfur Lake pirates are about as bright as Darth Vader's wardrobe, but occasionally the Sulfur Lake pirates show a spark of animal cunning. What did they do? The Sulfur Lake pirates have created a most embarrassing situation. This must remain strictly between Vum and Grenz. Grenz shudders to think what would happen if Nim find out. Okay, I get it. Nim can't know. Are you going to tell me or make me guess? Hastily squashed rumor has it that the Sulfur Lake pirates captured a particularly repulsive creature native to the log and have taken the name to referring it as Nim's girlfriend. Snicker. This is no laughing matter. This creature must be found and destroyed before Nim finds out. Okay, I'll take care of it. This is something like teenagers in high school would do. Grants has placed the location of the Sulfur Lake pirates hideout on your datapad, Vum. Please act with discretion. I'll kill all sons of bitches. Here's Mako, or Mako, depending on how you want to go. Vum, I am looking for someone who can handle themselves in a fight. If that isn't you, please leave me to my work. I've been known to get my hands dirty from time to time. That is just what I wanted to hear. Ready for the details. I'm ready, willing, and able. What do you need done? The word around the Stronghold is the local Sulfur Lake pirates have a pretty nasty beast under their control. I want you to travel to their hideout and take it down. Any particular reason? It's very simple. The Sulfur Lake pirates and Nims never exactly see eye to eye. Let them know who still runs the place. Okay. Kill the bridge troll. Vum, you're just the person I'm looking for. What can I do for you? I have a task of great interest. You feel up to it? I'm listening. We sent one of our operatives to the Sulfur Lake hideout to assess the pirate threat, but we have not heard back from them for some time. You need someone to check up on her? Exactly. We believe she has been captured by the Sulfur Lake pirates. She has information that could prove extremely useful to us. I'll go find your missing operative. Very good. Travel to the hideout. Find the operative. If she's still alive, engineer an escape and get her back to us as soon as possible. And if she's dead, bring back anything in her possession that might carry the information she gathered. Jenkins doesn't want to talk to us. Niven doesn't want to talk to us. Let's go. So yeah, basically, the way the legacy quests were structured is you have, well, certain aspects of it. On Corellia, you might have noticed that you have your main quest giver when you get out to an area. And then from there, you could find other NPCs, like when we did the slaver hideout on Corellia outside Tyrina. There's the main quest person that we had to go to, and then there was all the slavers, the other NPCs that we could talk about, and they'd all have quests to give us and whatever. Let's see. But here, for Nim's theme park, what you do is you have your main quest giver, which will move from Vanna to Jenkins to Nim, I believe. And then you have those other 4 NPCs, and they'll basically give you 8 other quests for every area you go to. And on top of that, in the areas we'll be in, we'll have collections that basically align with what quests were being done anyway, such as slang or discovering items around the hideout. So we're going to be, basically every time we'll go to an area, do all the quests, do all the collections, go back, talk to everybody, get the next quest for the area, talk to everybody again, go back out, and rinse repeat. I believe there's 3 places, 3 or 4 places that we'll go during the theme park. But the first one being is the Sulfur Lake Pirate Hideout. Yippee! Here we are. With 5 waypoints stacked on top of each other. I guess I can't say... You can't say I get lost here. Alright, let's go in. I am... You son of a bitch. Right, a lot of these things count as collection items, so we'll be, we'll be getting into forced combat with NPCs nearby. But that's okay, because I think we have to kill all sons of bitches in here. I haven't moved. Oh my goodness. I got mail? Oh, right, from buying that droid earlier. Yeah, here's a surveillance device collection. So there's one of them. We gotta rescue the prisoner. And I'm sure the other collections will activate as we get there. Are these for the Slayer collection? I know there's some Slayer collections. Yeah, kill Sulfur Lake Pirates, 25. Kill the Bridge Troll. Kill Nim's girlfriend. So we'll just keep killing Sulfur Lake Pirates until we, get there. Oh. Oh, hey, our weapon has a cold element now. I just saw the cold proc on the last one, but I didn't even realize. Yay, we have an element now. Fun. That's more damage. I'll be keeping an eye out to where to put bugs. But yeah, the theme park is probably more comparable to games that you may have done, like Questin, more modern, like MMO theme park style games. So here's the Pirate Armoire. Kaz asked me earlier, why do they call it a theme park? And I explained, because it's like they have a main quest hub or area that you do an activity in, and then from there you go around and see all the attractions and do quests. It's contained to an area, so it's set up like a entertainment theme park, like, you know, like Disneyland or something. So that's where the nomenclature theme park kind of riffs off of, and I believe that it was coined with World of Warcraft. It might have happened earlier, though. I haven't done research on that. Thought this guy's name was Sulfur Lake Buttthroat. Cutthroat's definitely more entertaining than intimidating than Buttthroat. Just killing all sons of bitches. Unfortunately, they all have guns, so they're just gonna all try and attack me. So there's the prisoner. We'll deal with him later. I want to do everything down here at this end. Yeah, I think I have to go down here. Let's see. Oh, this is the Nim's girlfriend. Okay, so this is actually a boss enemy scaled for the group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate one of my spices here. Let's take some Neutron Pixie, which will increase our Constitution, Agility, and Luck at the cost of, and Stamina at the cost of Luck. And Nim's girlfriend does do melee, so we'll put on parry. If it was going to be doing ranged attacks, then I probably wouldn't, you know, worry about it. Let's talk to the terminal. Holding pen. I'll open the holding pen. You hear something large approach. It's Nim's girlfriend. Get it? It's a joke, everybody. This is why I wanted to get a combat droid, just because these fights can be a little difficult. Oh my goodness. I don't have my melee open on my bar. I don't know what happened there. Just all of a sudden it just whipped ass, and I was like, oh my goodness. But action, it sucks because she has disease, so she ate all my action on top of me spending it all. All right, we got her. Okay, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. Damn. Good to know. I don't know how we're gonna do the next bosses solo. I do have a backup plan. Just the quest, the shelves seem better, not so repetitive to a degree. Combine 3 or 4 at the same location, so spreading out. Yeah, that's the main thing I like. Galaxies doesn't have a lot of quest stacking opportunities, unfortunately. And you enjoy the rewards. Yeah, the rewards are really cool, especially if you complete the theme park and get the Revenant backpack. Someone mad their X in development. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she didn't play around, man. All right, so here is the slicer. Art, can you help me with this thing? I found a back door, but the security system, but the AI programs keep asking me these stupid questions. Can you lend me a hand? Tell me what you need. I can't ask you these riddles. Who built this thing? Can you help me with the questions? Sure. What are the questions? Great. I need to reroute the access commands, reset the security network, and break the defender chip. But I have to answer one question before I can complete each task. I can give you the questions in any order. Let's do the network reset. It says on a color wheel, this color is opposite of blue. What does that mean? What's a color wheel? And what's the opposite of blue? Cass is here. What's the opposite of blue on the color wheel?
Yellow.
Yellow. She has her she has a, what do you use, Clip Studio Plane or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has that open. I like how the responses are, it's purple, brown, or orange.
I guess you could say orange.
Great, you must have studied art or something. Yeah, I guess the answer was orange. Now what? Let's reroute the access commands. It says finish this number pair sequence 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 24, 5, 126. Let's see, 2, 6, 24, 3. It's multiplying by 3, right? Because 1, no. uh, yeah, it's multiplying, whatever. Yay! That's a good thing. You know your math. Yeah, sure do, Sweat. Let's do for the defender chip. What do you call a womp rat that can lift a bantha? Sir? What's the most obvious answer to this? What do you call a womp rat that can lift a bantha? Sir? That's terrible. What kind of... Never mind. What is next? Nothing. We got it all. Here's a defunct astromech. Here is... Which is the main thing that we're here for. There's also the obsidian lance, which is a collection item. Let's just grab it so I don't have to come back down here ever again. Well, I'm glad we did that Boba Fett quest earlier. Got a gun. Oh man, well, I think the next bosses all have ranged weapons, so kiting won't be an option. Unfortunately, we will have to. We might have to call him back up. Let me take out these guys, and then we'll get the prisoner. Hello, Lock Revenant prisoner. No more beatings, just kill me. I'm here to rescue you. Rescue me? How? Are we supposed to just walk out of here? No, we run. Sounds better than dying a slow death from beatings. Lead the way. You're a joy. They're level 58. With 11,000 HP. These guys are all level 57-ish. You could have beat these guys if you took them one-on-one. I believed in you, prisoner. Wow, level 81. And we complete the reason we leveled up is we completed the Sulfur Lake Pirates collection, which gave us 104,000 XP. Again, this thing just dumps XP on you. I'm not exaggerating here. That's just completing one collection out of the multiple collections here. Like the Nim's girlfriend one gave us it didn't give us any XP, it gave us... It activated the boss lane collection. Okay. So killing all the bosses probably gives something. Who doesn't enjoy a good beating? I won't kink shame on that one, as long as it's consensual on both sides. I'm destroying these NPCs just because they're in the way. I'll have to keep destroying NPCs near the device listening placements because they're going to attack me anyways. You know, this NPC is much better at keeping up than some of the other ones. You're kink shaming. Damn you, sex mug. You always thwart me. Alright, we have to wait for the shuttle, so we'll do that. Too far for the prisoner. Ligma balls. I wonder if they use this quest as a basis for the underworld smuggling prestige missions when you have to escort smugglers. On Legends. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. That'd be a smart way to recycle this, because it's literally the same thing as take an NPC, move them to a spot, wait for the shuttle to show up, and then leave. You know, I bet they did. That's smart. And then we complete this collection, and we got 100,000 XP, and Nim says, I just received word that you rescued one of my lock remnants. I'm impressed. And we're going to get more XP when we turn these quests in, by the way. Ew. Power Walk, the Dissenter. You don't like Nim's theme park? Explain yourself. We were just talking about how it's good. And Power Walk coming in here with a hot take. Oh yeah, for the entertainer buff today, by the way, I still have ACR and XP gain on it, but I put on energy protection since I kind of dumped that on our armor, so I evened it out a little bit. It would have been smarter probably to get kinetic, but this part of the cave loops around, by the way, so we're just gonna go this way. Just FYI. Give. What are you requesting for me to give? Money? Pick up this liaise? I'm not moving. I don't know what it is with these collection items. They're a lot less merciful on movement than some of the other ones. I didn't miss one, right? I get paranoid with these. One time it's always this one. This one I always seem to miss one of the device placements. So that's why I'm being a little bit paranoid in the Sulfur. Maybe it's the locations. That's okay. You don't owe us an explanation. I was just curious. It's not as bad as Rebel Theme Park. Yeah, it can be done while leveling. It's a really good source of XP for leveling, and I think the rewards are more fun. The Rebel Theme Park has some okay rewards, like the banner at the end, and I guess the schematic for the backpack's pretty good if you want a camo backpack option for Spy. It's still not best in slot, but like it's good. The Weaponsmith toolkit's useless though in this version of the game. The extra assembly does nothing for you. The experimentation is enough to get another experimentation point. And you don't repair weapons, so... Ah, here is the bridge troll. No, I should have paid target first. There goes the bridge troll. This Sulfur Light pirate just died by being in the vicinity. It's gonna wait for a second. Wait for a second. Okay. If this gets interrupted by movement, man. Wait. Click. I do like some of the set decoration and like the locations. Like this one's pretty good. I mean, I know it's like a cave we've been in a billion times already, but like I don't know, they did a good amount of like work decorating and filling it out. It's funny though. People always love to give Galaxies like a joke about using the same copy-paste bunkers and caves, but just on the starting planet of Typhon for Star Wars: The Old Republic, when Griffin and I were questing, between the Jedi Consular and Jedi Knight instances plus side quest instances, I think we saw the exact same cave layout. I think at least 6 times. Which that's just one planet, man. I think the same cave bunker layout's just, you know, hashtag MMO things. What level am I now? I am level 81. We are 9 levels from reaching level 90. I don't think Nim's theme park will take us to 90, but it'll take us very close. Like, yesterday I made the assessment that it might take us to level 88, and I'd bet on that. If not 88, very close to 88. I still haven't even done anything on Kashyyyk, man. Or Mustafar, which is the wild part. I still have a lot of, like, what I consider leveling content left to do. Okay, I think this... Shit, did I miss something? I think I missed something. Why do I always miss something in this place? I always miss one thing here. Okay, this is a good time to show everybody. So since we reached level 80, you know what I can use now? We got the sprint enhancement stem, so we can use burst run finally. Are you ready? Set, go. There's a little too much content in regards to leveling. A few directions you could take that wasn't in the game from the beginning. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to say that flush with their success, like, so the entertainer XP bonus, I don't want to say that should be removed, because that's like a main reason why players while leveling even interact with entertainers. Because the content, for the most part, definitely is not hard enough to where you need to always have like an entertainer buff going for like stat bonuses. There's definitely areas where you will want it. Like, for example, trying to do this theme park. But obviously, like, through the entire Legacy quest, there was really no point where like an entertainer buff combat-wise felt necessary. It just made it go faster. Specifically the action cost reduction bonus. And then if you're doing the movement bonus, if you're not using Acragam like I am. It's not this one. Was it down near Nim's girlfriend and I just glanced over it? Because we got this one. I thought I was doing a pretty good job, but I swear every time I've done this theme park, I miss one. I remember when doing it with Griffin Striker, I missed one, and we had to rerun through here and figure out what didn't get clicked. And then when I did this solo both times, I missed it. I just know it's not in the slicer cage. Granted, we can get in there, so it's not big the idea if it was, but I don't think it is. It's weird that, like, we can sit here and say there's too much content for leveling when, like, most of it's not engaged with in the first place. Most people AFK and skip it anyways. So it's like a strange thing to think about. Oh, you have to put the bug on the security terminal itself. That's bullshit, and they know it. Anyways, we're level 82 now. Alright, we are done. We are done here. Verify collections done. Yes. Cool. Yep, we're out of here. Let's put our expertise point in though. Honestly, emergency shield might save my life fighting with these bosses, so I think it's time to finally pick that sucker up. When you level, you don't use the XP bonus for ints, but then again, you only level one character normally, that's AFK leveling someplace anyways for the rest. That's fair. I've been talking about not taking the XP bonus just because I feel like I've been going too fast. But I think the reason why I voted against it is because I still want to be representative of like what someone could expect for a leveling curve if they were following my advice of always going and getting an entertainer buff before doing something. So I think that's why I keep running it, is so that people can see, oh, if I'm still running the entertainer buff like Burrito is, I would be at this level. If I wasn't worried about that, then yeah, I would just not. Also, now that we're level 82, level 90s are appearing as reds instead of purples. We're getting so close. Level 85 is when we change the game up. That's when our ability threshold will increase drastically. Because not only will we be able to summon the droid that I bought, we'll be able to equip some more specialized gear. Those who were paying attention when I opened my storage droid earlier know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so we're back at NIMS. So typically what I do is I talk to all the side quest givers first, then the main quest giver, and then when I get the quest for the next area, I just talk to those side quests. Let's go in order again. Here's Rek. He wanted to place us the bugs. Everything's all set up. Yeah, see anything interesting? Give us some time. We just started watching, all right? Take all the time you need. And see, we get more XP on top of this. Another 44k on top of the 100k we got for completing the collection. And then some credits. Top to Grenz. To take care of this little situation, consider the breakup complete. Wonderful. Remember, this is just between Vum and Grenz. No need to mention it ever again. Here's Mako. Nice job taking down that bridge troll. I thought it might prove impossible for you. Just like the bullseye and the Womp Rats back home. Nice movie reference. Great, kid, but don't get too cocky. Again, nice movie reference. This was only a minor victory against one of Nim's enemies, but you did provide a good service for Nim today. Come talk to me when you're up for something a little more challenging. Another 44k. Good work, Bum. Did your operative have any useful information? We haven't had time to analyze all the information she has collected, but I am sure it'll prove invaluable. I'm glad to be of service. You have our thanks for completing the task quickly and efficiently. Come see me again when you're ready. There is more work to be done. And then we leveled up again. See what I tell you about this pile and level on level. Talk to Vanna. One of our operatives, a slicer who's infiltrated the Sulfur layers, said that he worked with you to slice the back material. Do you retrieve the module? Yes, I have it right here. Securing the memory module proves that you have the making of a true pirate. I'm sure you'll go far with the lock revenants. Return to me when you're ready for more work. Another 44k. Welcome back, Vum. Jenkins has something for you. Speak with him about your next assignment. Great job with the Sulfur Lake pirates, Vum. I have a dangerous job that pays well if you're willing to accept it. Who are you? I'm Jenkins, Nim's chief engineer. Nim asks for weapons and I build them. I joined up with the Lock Revenants a few months before the Battle of Naboo, which makes me one of his crew's oldest members, along with Cole, of course. All right, what is the job? I need you to check something out for us. I sliced some data from the Imperial droid you found and discovered that it was on a ship trying to escape the Imperial mining installation here on Locke. Why was it trying to escape? It was an Imperial labor camp, obviously not a place known for their safe working conditions. Anyway, the droid says the miners hit some sort of gas pocket. The entire work camp and their brains boiled. They survived, but they're crazy, and the droid thinks that some of the Imperial officers were infected too. Any gas that drives Imperials out of their minds is a good thing to have around, so we'll want some samples of it. I think that's a war crime, but alright. Won't the facility be filled with gas poison? We're looking into that. For now, we need you to visit someone to find out what type of threats might exist in the mine. Threats? Since the Imperials aren't sure what's going on with the mine, they've sent some of their droids to monitor the situation. You may have to deal with them as well. What kind of droids? We don't know exactly, but we do have an ex-Imperial in our pocket who might have some information for you. Sergeant Moore owes Nims several thousand credits. He'll probably tell you whatever you need to know, for a price. Since he left the Imperial Army, he spends most of his time in the cantina. Why did he leave the army? The Empire found out that he was borrowing credits from Nim. He was going to be executed, but he has friends in the Tag family. Tag spelled T-A-G-G-E. They put in a good word, and Moore was kicked out instead of killed. But he still has good information about the Empire's droids. Maybe I should go talk to him. You'll be happy to hear he's in the Stronghold Cantina. I know you've been there before, but just in case, I've given you a waypoint. Come back when you get the information about the droids in the mining facility. Okay. When you left your commando, you were on Kashyyyk quite a bit, but never actually finished it. Last few quests are rough solo without gear. Yes. Specifically, Hunting the Katarn can be tricky without gear if you're alone, especially if you're not a class blessed with snares, and unfortunately Commando is one of those classes. Similarly, if you get deep into the Eat hunting grounds and do the piloting missions to get in the Harak Glade, the Kukkerwort will be very difficult alone. And NK Necrosis can be a tricky fight alone if you're not geared. There's Sergeant Moore. He's retired, as you can tell by his name. Go away, I'm not talking to anyone today. Jig and send me. You like credits? Credits. I am a bit light in the pocket today. Obviously, if Jig can send you, you need information, but the price is knowledge is steep. What are you offering? How about 50? A modest fee. You'll probably want to know about the Imperial mine where I once served the Empire. The mine is guarded by droidicas. Why is that a question? The mine is guarded by droidicas? Is that what you're here for? You tell me, dude. Droidicas. Yes, the so-called destroyer droids used to be the Trade Federation, used by the Trade Federation during the Clone Wars. The Empire has a stockpile of droids and has reprogrammed them to guard various installations across the galaxy, including a research station and the mine here on Locke. The droidicas are programmed to attack anyone who shouldn't be there. So that's obviously not canon anymore. In the current continuity, the Empire went out of their way to find and decommission all Trade Federation droids in existence, because they were specifically worried about remnant Trade Federation droids being used against him, which was shown in one of the Bad Batch episodes. I think in either the most recent or one of the most recent seasons. So this is no longer canon. However, I find this to be a lot more reasonable explanation, because while the Empire is vast in its resources, it seems a lot more efficient and lucrative just to reprogram the droids for military work, especially when you're in the process of conscripting and replacing a clone army. But whatever. Tell me about the Imperial mine. It's a mine. Minerals and gases are mined and used by the Empire or sold for profit. There is limited Imperial presence at the base, mainly droidicas. You mentioned droidicas? How many fucking times? Whatever. What is about the Imperial mine? The kind of information requires credits, my friend. I could spare 100 credits. That's a feud between there's a feud in between an Imperial, which we are paying this, by the way. We've paid 150 out of pocket, which is nothing. So there's a feud between an Imperial General Otto and other Imperials to keep Otto from meddling in the affairs of the Locke Research Facility and mine. It was built in relative secrecy and staffed with mercenaries and droids rather than requisitioned soldiers. I just want to leave. I guess that's all I need. Good, because that's all I'm saying. You don't need to know any more than that. Okay, let's go to Jenkins. I believe General Otto is the NPC station at the Imperial base here. If you go to the Imperial base POI, which you would go there for the Rebel theme park, which we'll do eventually. Pretty sure you've never done any Mustafar content sub 90 except on Entertainer. I have done Mustafar content sub 90, as typically my leveling path is like Legacy through Naboo. Then I bounce out to Kashyyyk, hit up Kashyyyk, come back from Nims, go back to Kashyyyk, and then round it out with Mustafar. That's my usual path. Back with the Jenkins. I wasn't expecting you to come back. Figured you'd hopped on a shuttle back to Naboo or whatever planet you come from. So you met with Sergeant Moore. What did he say about the Imperial threats in the mine? Possibly some droidicas. So are you in? What about the poison gas? It looks like the mine has a cheap air filtration system. It barely meets Imperial code and didn't stop the gas from infecting the miners. But I think the filters trap some of the gas. Just find the filtration system and look for some kind of sealed container. Oh, and now that the filters have some time to do their work, the air down there should be clean, if you're lucky anyway. How dangerous is this gas? You scared? Yeah, dude, I am actually. I said don't worry about the gas. The filters should have scrubbed the air clean by now, and the real danger is going to be the miners. The gas has poisoned their brains. They've taken over the mine and will attack anyone who comes near the place. They were like wild dinkos. So someone was like, what would be a Star Wars creature? A dingo, but then replace the G with a K. Why didn't you just say, like, there's a the native Lockean creature sitting right behind you? A Kursak. Why didn't you just say, like, wild Kursak? Whatever. And the Droidicas. Oh, yeah, them too. Well, like, can't take a shot at getting the gas. Good. I'll mark the location of the mine in your datapad. This will be a tough mission, though. If you have any friends, you might want to ask for their help, or at least tell them how you want your remains to be handled. I'll get that started right away. Everybody, I'd like a cremation. Excellent. Before you leave, you might try asking around to see if anyone else has tasks that involve the mine. Oh, okay. Here's our friend Rek again. Hey, Vum. You heard that the miners in the Imperial mine have gone nuts, right? I heard something about that, yeah. I know, right? Well, we Revenants need as much information as we can get about what's going on with them, right? What kind of information? Just basics like it could affect us or we use it somehow, that sort of thing. So where do I fit on all this? I got these DNA extractors here, right? I need someone to go down there in those mines and use them to take a few samples that we can test to see what's what, right? And you're someone, right? Why'd you capitalize S? Whatever. I guess I'm your capital S someone. Here's the DNA extractor. You'll need to use this on the miners to get the DNA, right? I've put some info on your datapad so you can find this place, right? Stop asking the same damn question. If Valimo can find the time, Grins has another situation. What kind of situation? Vanessa has given Grins intelligence on happenings with the mine, and Grins believes that the figures known as the Controller and the Grand Foreman are to some degree responsible for seemingly random attacks by the miners upon inhabitants of Locke. And Nim doesn't like the attacks of the people in Locke, right? Correct, Vum. That makes a situation with which Grins must deal, and that's where I come in. Correct again. Seek out Rand, Machado, and Temu Como, the Controller and Grand Foreman, in the Imperial Mine and eliminate them so that these attacks may cease. Grins place the location of the Imperial Mine in the datapad of Vum. Here's Mako. Glad you're back. Are you interested in performing another task for now? I am. Let's hear it. There's a mining operation in a cave not far from here, and the miners should not pose too much of a problem, but there aren't the main targets. What's the main target? I'm getting to that. I'm sorry, please continue. As I was saying, there are 2 high-priority targets in the mining cave that Nim would like. Let's just say they wouldn't be missed. Who or what are the targets? A Rhodium named Raynar Kath and a Celestian named Wes Riggers. With an R. Any particular reason these 2 need to go away? Let's just say they were a bit too vocal for their own good. You don't need to know the details. I'll take care of it. Excellent. Head of the mine cave and take care of this little problem and do the blah, blah, blah feature. Are you able to get your hands dirty? I'm not going to like this, am I? We need you to go into the Imperial cave, not far from here. Do you have another operative? No, nothing like that. You piqued my curiosity. What do you need? The information given to us by our operative has provided evidence that the Sulfur Lake pirates are just pawns in a bigger plot. What am I exactly going to do? We don't quite know the fine details yet, but we don't want to jump to conclusion. Just tell me what needs to be done. We need to travel to the Imperial mining cave and steal several samples of ore. With any luck, this will be a piece of the puzzle. And no one else wants to talk to us yet. Cool. Okay, let's go out to the mine. We got all 5 thingies. I'm gonna put the DNA extractor on my toolbar. An optimal leveling path for speed leveling and without AFK leveling options for additional characters. You have funds to gear up, etc. Yeah, I could make something like that. I don't know what the optimal path is. I mean, the optimal path is always AFKing, right? Because it's work you don't have to do at the keyboard. But yeah, I guess optimal at the keyboard leveling path. I have a document, actually, which I modified it for this that I've been working off of as like a guide of what I want to do when. This one's been structured, though, as a guide of like what I want to be doing in terms of like active content at what point in time. The original doc is actually like what you could be doing at certain levels. So like, for example, you can go do this on Abu at this level if you don't want to, or you want to go to this, and you could go do this specific quest on this planet at this level if you don't want to go do whatever. It's just hard, like, when AFK leveling is an option, it's always hard to be like, yeah, the optimal path is doing this quest, when it's just like, well, you just park your butt in that spot for like a day and don't play the game, you'll hit 90. Alright, so here we are at the Imperial Mine. Take out our pet, drink some more juice, take our stem. I'm gonna end up taking more spice later, so let me prep one of those. For the power-ups, I'm just going to run one-hand melee damage, as I think the boss in here is going to be a ranged weapon damage dealer. So what we're gonna do is with the injector, you got a target and range miner, and then I just hit it on my toolbar. It'll just kill them. And then you activate the collection, which is where? Which one of these is about this one? Minor DNA collection. Okay. And then we have to kill droidicas in here. It is funny they just kind of die. You could also use the DNA injector from your inventory, but have you played any more SWG or so just that so just that I haven't played anymore. I plan to play it at least that co-op run only on stream. I might place a different character off stream, but no, I haven't played anymore yet. And we gotta steal all this ore. It's gonna keep extracting samples until I think that's it. Yep. Completed minor DNA collection, and we have to go back to Rick. Cool, that one's done. I think I have to just feed this Madden miner. In typical fashion, you made that trader during double XP and didn't get on again. That's okay. Even without double XP, you can still level the trader in less than half an hour. I'm proud of you for putting down your first harvester, though. Good job. What did you put down your personal harvester, the mineral one? That's cool. Yeah. I'm trying to I don't want to be playing that character. I don't want to be playing the consular without Griffin. And Griffin and I, we play sometimes outside of stream, but with our current schedules, that doesn't always happen. So we mostly just play on stream together. Here's Wes. There goes Wes. It's nothing to click over here, luckily. Or unluckily. You sure did. Do you have power to fuel it? Well, I guess they give you some power to start with. But that's the first thing you need to get is a power generator. You can also buy power from other players. It's not too, like, I don't think you should ever spend more than 2 credits a unit on power if you're going to buy from other players. But, I mean, it's so easy just to pick up a generator and get your own. Moving has interrupted my ass from cheeks from clapping. I mean, should do the opposite, but whatever. Bought a ton in power knowing you use it for leveling. Ah. Got it. Stop. How's we doing on Droidicas? While I wait for this timer to click over. Oh, I do have to kill miners. I have to kill 49 of them. Holy shit. And 50 Droidicas. Why do I have to kill one less miner than Droidica? That's kind of random, but alright. I thought I threw down more AoEs than that. Made the character into like half the leveling grind set up and just kind of dipped. Setting it up almost takes longer than leveling it. Hilariously. I like how this pile of trash is just here. Alright, wait for a second. Like, I was gonna level this character as a trader during double XP just for efficiency, but then like the only thing I really wanted to do was log in and alright, a bunch of player corpses here. I like how they set up player corpses that you could loot. Contents, apparently that is a container of 125 items. It's also an engineer sword. I don't want to come back here, so I'm just gonna grab it. 5, 6, 10, 50, first trader 90. That's okay, I get it. Sometimes you're just not in the mood to mess around with that shit. I feel it. Oh boy. Man, I forgot how many. I knew you had to defeat a lot of enemies in here for the collection, but I forgot that one, you also have to defeat the miners, and then two, you have to defeat I defeat 49 of them for some reason. Okay, so those were the two elite enemies we had to defeat by defeating Raynar. Yeah, once you learn how to do your own, like, ground reverse engineering, it's hard to go back from that. It's because it's so convenient being able to do your own. And it's not too bad to set up once you get there. See, Nim's theme park, ew, whatever, man, I like it. I'll take it over, Rory Legacy. I mean, Rory Legacy is shorter, but that shit was rotting my brain. In a bad way. Sometimes you want your brain to rot just a little bit. And then sometimes you don't. And that's definitely one of the cases where it's like, please end my suffering. Okay. I think you've done Roy Legacy, but maybe, don't remember. It's extremely forgettable, so I'd believe you if you tell me you did it and just forgot. It's not as painful as, like, Naboo Legacy, which is why a lot of people remember it. But similarly, it's also not as, like... It doesn't last as long. You don't drive around as much. And the writing's really bad. Like, if anyone asks me in a year, do I remember doing Rory Legacy? And the only thing I'll say is yes, and I remember hating this writing. Alright, so this is the boss. I got all my buffs up, yeah? Yeah, we're gonna take some more spice. We're gonna stay with the one-handed damage power-ups. I don't know how this is gonna go. Call the Grand Foreman. I don't know why. I thought this boss was a Droidica, but I should have popped charge earlier. Okay, that was way easier than Nim's girlfriend. I guess this ties back to creatures are way more dangerous than humanoids. But I remember the next boss being a little bit more dangerous. I do remember this one being the easier one. Uh-oh, it's probably gonna hit me with a, you moved! Oh, got it, and we leveled up. Well, that was a convenient time to level up, because we're gonna have to fight the next boss. Sure shot efficiency. Okay, this time I'm not gonna have the electro binoculars or charge. I mean, I could wait for cooldowns. Yeah, I guess I'll go kill some low-level NPCs, because this is gonna be another boss. Also, I'm really ask you to do some stuff that you don't normally do to show off some things to friends. Like, you hunted down Ewoks, just know where they were and what they look like in the game. They're so pretty. They're very ugly. But they're kind of ugly in episode 6, so that checks out. For something that was supposed to be cute as a marketable plushie, it's not very cute. Okay. Gotta do the next one. This one might be more dangerous. I don't remember. We're just gonna hope that it goes as well as the last one. Oh, the mind controller. Not a D. You know, I could have hit him with the fucking electro binoculars, but looks like I don't need to. This one guy, he knows bolster armor? Man, he is crazy. He knows creature moves. I didn't even use a stim pack this time. Alright, he was a little bit easier than the other guy. Okay, I think I just need to... Yeah, I need to kill Droidicas. And... Do we not get the minor DNA collection? Guess it doesn't count until we turn it in. Because it does say complete. Alright. Okay, so we're just looking for the Droidicas now. It just seems like their spawn timer is a little bit longer than the miners. You ever played a melee officer in your life, though? It's your main squeeze. Yeah, the last time I touched melee officer was live, and that was just me messing around with it in Hellstorm. It's been a lot of fun, especially fun in PvP to mess around with. I mean, like, the safest PvP build, if you're going to run melee, is do hybrids, so grab both these, because you just want the... You mainly want the root, so you can guarantee your own SFP bombs. Granted, you're going to be having to stick your neck out. But, hey man. Gotta risk the biscuit. Or risk it for the biscuit. I think that's what the thing is. I had a lot of fun with it on live, specifically Melee Officer plus Hellstorm set. So basically you just show up, root somebody, and then nuke them. So that was always fun. You definitely still run Melee Officer with a GA set, and honestly, if you're doing group stuff, that's probably better if you don't have a especially if you don't have a GA already. But Hellstorm is just a fun set when you can opt to run it. Yeah, it's this GA is so much better than the Hellstorm set. So for those who don't know, the Hellstorm set basically lets you do superior firepower, which is a ability and expertise tree that I have not unlocked. Even more frequently than what the expertise tree will allow. Which is awesome. It also gives you some, like, just straight up more, like, damage or, like, crit damage or something. And it's basically like, I just want to spank people with AoEs. It's basically what it is. Like, even more than Officer already does. But the thing is, the General's Aspect set does a lot. Well, first of all, you can proc Inspiration, the ability that I've been using to gain action, just off of doing basically almost any of your highest mark abilities. And then on top of that, it also has a chance to reset your self-heal every time you use it. Which can save your ass, especially if you get lucky and get multiple procs back-to-back on that. I need 13 more Droidicas. I think they set the number of Droidica... I think they set the Droid requirement a little too high. For the number of Droidicas that are in here. You don't think you've ever done any group content with anything other than a GA? I've done a few runs on Legends with some people who have Hellstorm, but having a Hellstorm is kind of like, what's a comparable example? Because I was going to say Medic, but Medic usually do most group content, most PvE group content with one Medic anyways. So not the best example. I'm sure I'll think of an example here at some point. I'm right now going through every profession in my head. And there's sets. Yeah, not really. Hellstorm is basically your B set. Like, if you show up to do a heroic, and there's already another officer, and they have a General's Aspect set, then you can put on Hellstorm. You don't really need a second General's Aspect set, but that's like the only situation where you would do that. The reason being is in PvP, you want at least 2 General's Aspect officers. That way you can alternate scatters and basically have almost 100% uptime on scatter. So I guess if you have a third officer, you can run a Hellstorm set in PvP. But even then, most people are still going to say just run GA anyways, because what if one of the other officers dies, then you could be the backup, you know. No better time to clear your inventory than when you're waiting for spawns. That's just the problem. There's just not enough, for the requirement of Droidicas, there's just not enough spawned in, like, the place. I don't know why they said 50. Getting 49 miners wasn't too bad. There's a lot of miners in here, but there's, like... Feels like there's, like, 1 Droidica for every 10 miners. It's not quite that ratio, but it's not great. I do remember this being a problem. Oh, that was our 50th Droidica, and it gave me 120 XP, and now I'm level 85. Like I said, just dumping XP on me. Okay, I believe now we're officially done here. Yes, we can leave. One time I did this theme park. I think it was the first time I did it. And I missed killing the miners, I think, because I just did the DNA extraction, assumed I didn't have to kill them. And I had to come back here. which, yeah, not the worst place to get to, but I'd rather not make that drive if I don't have to. Okay, so let's go back to NIMS, turn all these things in. If you're getting a new PC, you need to get Hellstorm and do some stuff with it. Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend messing around with it. Again, it's definitely no replacement for General's Aspect, but that's more of a problem with having a set that gives action regeneration like that. Like, honestly, if you remove the action generation, the General's Aspect set would not be as good as Hellstorm, and Deadeye would look a little bit better. Deadeye still probably wouldn't look that good, but it'll look better. Deadeye set, of course, being the set that buffs Sure Shot. I think the Deadeye set's, like, really good for PvP if you're in a 1v1, but how often are you in a 1v1? Unless you're just doing duels. Outside of duels and getting bounty hunted, you're very rarely ever in a consistent 1v1 situation. All right, let's talk to our side quest givers. Yeah, almost never, because almost anyone's like, oh, if someone's here, everyone show up. Here's Rec. Hey, Vub, you got the samples we need, right? Got them right here. It's going to take a while to analyze these, right? I'll leave it to you then. Sure thing, and thanks again for the help, right? Another 48k. Here's Gren's. Intelligence reports that the controller and Grand Foreman are no more. Is this true, Vum? Yep. Excellent. Vum does good work. Gren's approves. Here's Mako. Are the rumors true? Were you successful in your tasks? Indeed. You're proving it to be a very useful asset to us. Nim will be very pleased to hear this. This could provide us with the necessary opening to take control of the mining operation. We'll talk again when you're ready for your next task. Excellent work, Fub. I'll have these samples analyzed immediately. What do you hope to learn from these samples? Whoops, clicked the wrong thing. And more experience. Hopefully we can uncover what is really going on here. I hope it's worth all the trouble I went through to get them. Of that, I have no doubt. You're proving a valuable ally of them. Return to me when you're ready for more work. Here's Jenkins. Are you back? Did you bring me the gas? Here's the filter. Why so surprised? Great. Great. You're pretty persistent and resourceful, Vum. Good work. This gas should be extremely useful to Nim. Come see me again when you're ready for another mission. Okay, we leveled up again. So honestly, we actually might get level 90 from this. And we're getting our last marks of artillery and shock grenade. And we got another level of leg strike. I was like, where did it go? The end of my bar. Very good. And we can allocate another expertise point. I'm just going to throw it in. Let's see. We're going to have 3 more expertise points. Honestly, I think I'm going to start throwing in an energy. I want more survivability as we get to these higher levels. And at this point, I don't think the healings will be better. We'll throw it in there. Cool. Oh, and yeah, we're 86 now. So guess what? Let's take my little droid Jojo out here, and let's just grab this. Don't worry about it, everybody. I'll talk about it in a second. We'll store that. First of all, though, let's upgrade to our last weapon we will use while leveling, a level 86 vibro knife, cold again element. Cold's a pretty good element to have on melee. All right, so what we have here is, first of all, I want to show this because it's funny. Here's the jewelry that I've been using. I've been using a level 37 bracelet, a level 40 bracelet that I probably looted, a Corsac guard ring, level 36, which was the level 37 bracelet was an award, so it was the Corsac guard ring, and the ring enforcement, which I also believe was a Corsac reward, and the Medal of Bothawai, which was for completing the legacy quest on Naboo. That's what we've been using for jewelry so far. But we're going to be taking all this off. And I guess we throw the Bothawai medal in here and like the reward ones. The non-reward one we're just going to sell. And I haven't been paying too close to the stuff we've been looting, but I'm pretty confident we haven't looted anything really better than that. Hilariously. Let's throw that in there. Oh, I forgot that I'm carrying Veronian berry wine. And spiced Orisa. We should probably start using that soon. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about... So we were talking about the General's Aspect set earlier. Here it is. So basically what it does is going to do a bunch of things. And the things that it does are based on the number of pieces wear. So each individual piece will give us these bonuses at the top. So every piece is going to give us some type of group buff, cooldown improvement, swift heal chance, which is that chance to reset our self-heal so we can use it again immediately. Rally point duration, which we don't even have rally point yet. We don't get that till 90. Group buff action cost, so group buff's going to be cheaper. And then the debuff dot target purge cooldown lane. I see synaptic stimulator and environmental purge and synaptic stimulator more frequently. And then we have 3 pieces, 4 pieces, or 5 pieces equipped. You get more. So with 5 pieces, we'll get the 20. We'll have a reduction on group buffs, reduction on group buff cooldowns by 30%, and then 30 seconds reduction on environmental purge, synaptic stimulator cooldowns. Swift heal chance will go up by 15%, and 20% chance to get inspired action when using the maximum rank of most combat special abilities. So inspired action automatically activates the inspiration group buff. Note that it says maximum rank. So for example, we won't get our last rank of Sure Shot until 90, so Sure Shot won't actually proc inspiration until I hit 90. So not super ideal, but I think we have the max rank of a lot of our abilities so far. Maybe not all of them, but it's obviously better than the jewelry we're wearing. It is not cheating to use the GA set while leveling. When I level with Griffin Striker, I had the so we were actually in the Majorel Caverns on Kashyyyk, which, for those who don't know, it's one of the higher level areas to be in, and we were I think we landed in like level 80 something, low 80s. We leveled on the quest right before NK Necrosis instance to 85, like right before that, and I had the frontman set in my backpack, so I just slapped it on. We went in, I just face take NK with basically the commando tanking set, so that was really funny. Really good timing. But yeah, so we are having 5 pieces. So you can see the 5 pieces active by going to our bar, and then we'll see the General's Aspect set, and you'll see a number of asterisks equal to the set bonus you're receiving. So I'm receiving 5, so I'm a level 86 officer with their set piece already. It's fun to do, okay? Normally, this jewelry set is obtained by completing heroics at level 90. Having it this early, the only way to have it this early is to have alternate characters and purchase these sets, or just buying it off other players. This is not normal to have at all. This is my continuation of, I love just stomping dick at low level. It'd be cool if heroic jewelry could be used earlier. I think what I would like to see is that there are low level jewelries that you can get from the mysterious treasure boxes from the treasure maps. But you can only get those low-level jewelries, like those level 40, 50, 60 jewelries, if you're in that level range. If you're level 90, you'll only get the level 90 jewelry, or whatever is the highest. So I wish they would make that reward elsewhere, because there's no reason to do treasure maps at like level 40. And by the time you do enough maps to get lucky and grind out the jewelry pieces you want, you're probably not going to even be that level anymore. There's useful items in the game that are just in the wrong spot. All right, so let's talk to Jenkins again. He says go talk to Cole. Cole's right here. I ain't got nothing for you yet. Go talk to Jenkins. He's always handing out the blue milk runs for Outlanders like you. Jenkins sent me to you. What? Does that mean you got the mind filter? Yes. Well then, you've certainly proven to be a pirate material. Maybe. Who are you? According to the Imperial Criminal Databank, and as they put on and adjust their glasses, my name's Cole, and that's the only name you'll need to know. I'm Nim's first mate, which means that I have slip a vibro blade between the ribs of anyone who he don't like. So watch yourself. Me and Jenkins, we've been around long enough to bury hundreds of Outlanders just like you. That's a big threat coming from somebody I could see eye to eye. I'll keep that in mind. What do you need? I'm ready for my next assignment. I can't believe I'm as tall as this guy. I might have some work for someone too stupid to know when to give up. Would that be you? Yep, that's me. Right. Well, there's an Imperial research facility unlocked that our spies think is filled with experimental weapons. Nim wants whatever that base is building. Do we know what that might be? Not really. To find this out, you'll need to talk to a friend of Nim. This guy owes Nim money, and to repay, he'll be acting as an informant. You already know him. It is Sergeant Moore. That guy drained me of credits. Oh yeah, really drained after 150. Well, he has the information you need. Take care of business. I like how they're like, well, it's just another Imperial location. Let's just use the same Imperial NPC we were already using. Yeah. It's fun having your 5-piece while doing, like, low-level questy content. Again, though, don't set that as your expectation. For context, a 5-piece is usually, like, 20 to 30 mil. I think you get the heroism set for a little bit cheaper, but... Here's Sergeant Moore. What are you, a stalker? Go away. No, you wish, dude. Cole sent me. Tell me that'll be 200 credits. Make it 100? 150. Take it or leave it. Fine here. Wow, I really talked him down and saved 50 credits. Good. No, that's all it was. You're crushing the Imperial Research Facility. All right, I can tell you that I worked for an Imperial Research Facility, but that we didn't use requisition Imperial soldiers for guards. Instead, we hired the most dangerous mercenaries we could find. The base is also guarded by reprogrammed droidekas, the same you saw in the mine. Go on. The facility is primarily used for weapons research and hidden for the most part from the prying eyes of Imperial General Otto. You've mentioned him before. He's the ranking officer at the Imperial outpost on this planet. I don't have time to talk about him. Do you want to know more about him or more about the research facility or not? Tell me about the facility. The base is responsible for manufacturing high-grade explosives for the Empire, including grenades. But I mentioned, there is no obvious Imperial presence at the base. No Imperial soldiers, no guards. The entire base is staffed by trigger-happy freelance mercenaries and droidekas. Anything else? The facility houses a lot of research and prototype grenades. I'm sure Nim would like to get his hands on both. Anything specific? I'm sure all the research he can be backed up on a holodesk from the lab's computers. As far as the grenades, there are some Imperial military grenade casting units. The imps call them IMGGCUs. That's totally Imigus, whatever. Just one of these would be very valuable. What else? That's all I can reveal. I haven't worked there for months, but that's what I know I said is true. Okay. All right. Maybe they drop the level to level 60 on some of the unused sets, just get them to some more utility and usability. Are there a lot of unused sets? I'm not aware. You're still grinding? Yeah, the grind's real. Most resets cost 25 to 30 million credits unless the price has changed. Nope, it's still like 25 to 30 mil. Sometimes you can find people dipping down to like 24 or 23, but that's usually in that range still. I'm like 4 Tusken King tokens away from getting another bio, but I just haven't been doing shit, man. I just haven't been asked. All right, we're back with Cole. You're back. What did you find? The facility is a research for some grenades. Imperial military grade casting units. I like how I just tell him the acronym. He knows exactly what they are. Obviously, there are 2 things we want. First, we'll want all the research the scientists have done that can fit on a holodesk. Just back up the memory unit from one of the lab's computers onto a disk. Second, I need some Imperial military grenade casting units. This sounds a little more complex. I'll make sure you're well paid. Now get out of here. Bring me back what I asked for and we'll do some business. I'm going. Try and make yourself useful and see if anyone else can make use of you while you're in the lab. Let's pick up psych test. Rec. Hey, Vum, we all know that the guys out in the Imperial Research Facility are up to something, right? Right. Of course. So we Revenants have been trying everything to find out what, and I figured out we haven't tried yet. Bribe them with blue milk? Ugh, disgusting color, right? No, I was thinking that we should just ask them, right? So you want me to play 20 questions? I didn't know 20 questions existed in the Star Wars universe. No, 10 should be enough, right? You're serious? I put some info in your database so you can find the place, right? Here's Grenz. Grenz needs Vum's attention to another few minor details. How minor? It seems the mercenaries, capital M, hired to protect a certain Imperial research facility are not content to sit and collect a salary. This is beginning to sound like less than minor details, Krenz. Vum is astute. It seems that boredom has driven the bosses of these research facility mercenaries to send underlings to poke mercenary noses where mercenary noses do not belong. And these noses are getting close to something Nim would rather they not, correct? Uncomfortably so. These bosses deserve a vacation in the most grave way, understand? Did you just make a joke? Are you okay? Do you want to lie down? Rather than grins, perhaps Vum can arrange for these bosses to lie down. In a most permanent way? I'm on it. Grants has provided the datapad on Vum with the location of the Imperial Research Facility. Here it is, Mako. Vum, I have one last mission for you. This could prove much more dangerous than your last assignment. Already sign me up. I knew we could count on you. Just tell me what needs to be done. There's a Imperial Research Facility being operated primarily by mercenaries. The detail of their operations, however, are not important for you to complete this operation. This is getting a little repetitive. Get to the point. There are 4 targets working the facility. These 4 have proved to be elusive for Nim and meddle enough as affairs. They will have to be dealt with. Nim will consider this a personal favor if you manage to eliminate these targets. Be quick about it and let this be a message to anyone who opposes Nim. Same old shtick. Good, you're back. I've decided to see this through to the end. I'll sleep a little easier knowing that. How can I be of service? The ore samples you brought us confirmed all of our fears. Someone we don't know who is constructing a weapon of unknown potential. That can't be good. We need you to travel to the Imperial Research Facility, steal as much lab data as you can, and get it back to us immediately. Cool. Okay. I wish they didn't, you know, do the same thing over and over again. I wish they were just like, yeah, I heard you going to that place. Here you go. And then you just do it. You know what I mean? Not there's this Imperial Research Facility, like, just, you saw me talking to the other people. You know I'm doing this thing. You don't have to say it again. It's fine. Anyways, we got all of our quests. We got all the collections we need activated. Let's go to the Imperial Research Facility. I think my bus will last long enough to do this section, but then we're going to have to refresh our meds after this. Interestingly, I've seen a lot of players actually in and around Nim's air city here. You've probably seen them running around. So a lot of people seem to be engaging in this theme park at this point in time. I guess it's just coincidentally that I'm not seeing them at the locations that I'm at. I guess we're all at different parts of the theme park. I don't know. After the 4th time of hearing the same information, you decided not. Yeah, right. Wow, you guys really talked me out of helping you on this one. Good luck. And I guess got my... Again, I think we're going to be dealing with mainly range things here. I don't know what we have to kill here, so let me just start by... Oh, wait, no, we do have to kill Droids in here. I remember seeing the collection. Let's wait. Click. Utini. Hey, dude. Not telling you anything. Yes, you are. Tell me about the facility. We make weapons. Don't hurt me. What are the grenades? We just finished a new prototype. There's a container full of them in the storage room below. Okay, let's just go around the center here, clockwise. Don't say move interrupted by movement. I'll slap you. Let me destroy this Droidica so I can go and respawn. It's dead, right? Yeah. I'm not telling you anything. Yes, you are. Tell me about the facility. We make weapons. Don't hurt me. Tell me about the grenades. We developed a new grenade in this facility. It's research for a new non-lethal gas grenade. Yeah, that's a different piece of information the last guy gave me. I was like, was that different? Oh, someone's AFKing in here. That's what the gunfire hurt is. I'm not telling you anything. Yes, you are. Tell me about the facility. We make weapons. Don't hurt me. Tell me about the weapons. There are no melee weapons in the development of this facility. That's good to know. I'm gonna skip the repetition for you all. Tell me about the carbines. We aren't currently working on carbines here. We have a grant for rifle development and other reverse engineering. A Gungan assault cannon. Tell me about the facility. Tell me about the rifles. We have received the funding to research a new blaster sniper rifle that consists of 3 separate pieces that can be much easier to conceal. Probably a special operations type weapon. Tell me about the experimental weapons. We worked on something we called anti-fear gas, basically an airborne pathogen that would make TIE fighter pilots and stormtroopers fearless. Unfortunately, it affected their motor skills, making them slow to react. Despite it being deemed as complete scientific failure, the Empire still uses it on its personnel. Cheater attacking me through walls, NPC wall hacks. To run all the way around to get line of sight on him. I hate all the walls in here, man. It's like hitting a little hive of like enemies and then just like chomp at your knees. I'm not even combat with this one, but I'll kill it anyways. Okay. I'm gonna click all the stuff in this main room before we go in the side rooms, because I believe the side rooms will house difficult enemies. This is the area where there is a boss that I had a hard time with Griffin Striker duoing it as a commando Jedi duo, but we were much lower level than I am now. So we'll see how it goes. I think we were like level 60, late 60s, maybe early 70s at this point. So I have at least like 16 levels on wherever we were at. When I first heard blaster fire when we got here, I'm like, oh, maybe another player's here. Nah, it's just someone AFKing. Disappointed. All right, let's start with this one. I remember this one being easier. Let's take some spice. Spice is nice. Call Kel La Paz. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice Kel La Paz. I like brain farted, but it's fine. Have more dungeons be like that? Yeah. Part of me misses them. But the other part of me doesn't miss all the wow, he just got flashbang. What an ass. Like, you know, all this AFKing and stuff that you see. Granted, modern MMOs have been developed or redeveloped to reduce the incentives of grinding open world locations via macros. Because they know they can't really stop people from using like third-party macros to automate aspects of the game. But they can de-incentivize it. That's why, like, when you play Star Wars The Republic or Final Fantasy XIV, you don't really get much from enemy drops. Okay, this is the boss that we're having a problem. Apparently I hit the sprint stim on accident. I think I was trying to activate charge again. Alright, call Udo. This is the guy who kicked our ass, so let's see how this goes. Okay, we either bad or just the level gap is just carrying me here. Probably the level gap. I was a fully geared Mando. And Griffin had good armor on, so I'm gonna chalk that up to the level gap. I'm gonna defeat the NPCs in there because I believe there's more Slayer collections in here. Yeah. 60 mercs, 50 droids. Again with the 50 droids. At least the mercenaries have a higher respawn. Or a shorter respawn time. By the way, we got 129,000 XP for getting the boss badge completed for that collection. The other reason that I want to hit the enemies in here as much as I can is because one room is being AFK'd, so... pretty quick. And then another player might show up. But if another player shows up, I'm happy to group up and help them with whatever they are doing in here. I don't mind if I have to, like, revisit locations. part of me was actually like, gonna ask if anyone would want to do this, but I didn't know anyone who would be around my level. Like, I don't mind questing, like, when people, like, level despair, but this, quote, leveling series, so I wanted to still be gaining XP, and, you know, like, you're level 90, we're not getting XP. But once we get to, like, Mustafar and stuff, I'll be doing dungeons with Griffin Striker. Because I don't want to solo HK with an officer, man. That'll be a pain. So at that time, I'll try and give heads up for when that will happen. So if anyone wants to join us, you may. Like, we'll do all of the HK instances in a row. Alright, we're going into the east side of the facility. Let me check this room that's being harvested for materials. It doesn't look like anything in here I have to interact with. Yeah, they're not leveling the pet. They're just here to get shiz. Alright, let's do the loop. De-loop and pull. I'm sure having a 5-piece for that boss helped a lot. With the inspiration procs. Like, once we get 90, we're going to be proc inspiration a lot. Because then, for sure, we'll have all the highest level of our abilities. Man, the reduced cooldown for group buffs is big. Like, man, when we were in the mine, I did forget how long charge and scatter really take. Like, I know I've had charge and scatter for a long time now in this series. It's just I never really paid too much attention to the timer. I was like, oh, it's not ready yet. It'll be ready later. But when I was like, let me actually wait to do this thing because of charge. And I'm like, wow, this does take a while without the 5Ps. That's why I said, even if you take the action procking away from General's aspects, it'd still be a killer set just because of how much it boosts your group utility. That's why I still think it would probably be better than Deadeye. It just wouldn't be demonstrably better than the other sets. But anyways, who programmed the Droidicas? I don't know. The Imperials, they are just delivered. Even repairs and maintenance is done off-site. I swear it is the truth. Okay, here's a supply crate. Something updated when I click that. I'll read the quests when I get to the end of looking in each room. All right, let's start with this room first, then we'll go down. Another systems data control terminal. Is turning my camera count as movement? It must. Brutal, man. Just brutal. Alright. I think we probably still need to defeat mercenaries. Let's do that. Oh, here's the 2 of the NPCs I needed to take out. And there they go. You're not telling me anything? I just murdered a bunch of dudes in front of you. You should be excited. Who's in charge here? Udo Barnett. One of the mercenaries is probably the person that is most likely to fill those shoes. The scientists have their own rank based on seniority, but even the most senior still defer to the Barnett. Well, he's already dead, so... Gotta wait. Then, oh my goodness. Wow, we leveled up from completing the Elite Bounty, which also reward us with Nim's Revenge painting, which is a cool painting. Shows Nim getting a little mad at this Rodian, holding his signature slug-thrower. Level 87, though. And let me try the terminal again. Just wait for a second. Wait. Don't break it. All right. Should be the last terminal. Eyes narrow. Right? What do? I'm a scientist. That's why I wear a lab coat. We specialize in different areas and explosives, chemicals, gases, and so on. We're all here to develop weaponry. Okay, find the lab computer. You can back up research data, a holodisk. Question the scientist. There must have been some clicky that I overlooked because I've gone to every room. And apparently I haven't questioned all the scientists. Trying to think, which one would I have missed? Can't click that. Oh wait, I think I still need to slay these. Let me check my Slayer collection progress. Yeah, we still need 31 mercenaries and 22 droidicas, so I guess having to look through the facility again is just gonna be what I have to do. I'm gonna go back in this room. I didn't look in here too hard. Oh yeah, I think I missed this terminal. Right next to the door. Okay, that's finished now. And there's not a scientist hiding in here, right? No, so I'm still missing a scientist. You know, let me do the loop that I did earlier. But instead of going through this room, let's go around the other way. Sometimes, like, you know, just taking the same path but backwards is helpful. Retracing your steps, right? See everything from a different angle. New perspective. Oh, I have to click that thing. That's what it is. I'll show you what it is. I see what happened here. Okay, so what happened was that I came in here and I didn't register that this terminal is clipped into this desk. And I couldn't see the name because the camera gets forced in because of the walls. So I didn't realize I didn't click on this. Let's wait. Click on it. Okay, that one's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. Question scientists. And I still need to slay creatures, right? Yeah, unfortunately. I honestly can't imagine which scientist this is. Legitimately don't know. Because they should be all in the bunker. Let's see. Collections. Let's do a head count. I'm missing scientist 2 out of 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there are 10. Which one didn't I? I swear I've clicked on all these. Do I have to? Am I? Is my brain rotting? Is my skull leaking? Is one of the scientists in the end room? Did I just like object permanence that shit? Like I saw it and then I wrote it off and then I just forgot about it? It must be, right? Because I know it's not the one down here in the generator room. Oh, you know what? I think it is this one. Okay, never mind. Is it this one? How did I... Whatever. Where's the main computer system? The main computer system, it's down at the bottom level. Please don't hurt me. Many of us have several months of research on it. Please don't hurt it. Also, we're level 88 now. More energy, go. Alright, well now it's all that's left is just keep doing what we've been doing, killing everything. I'm just like... Again, why did they set the kill count so high when there's not enough NPCs to fulfill it? This is like an error that was made really early in the Legacy quests, specifically like Tatooine and Naboo. So like, I don't know why they're repeating it now. I'm stealing this. Like, you know, there was a lot of instances in Tatooine and Naboo where there was the exact number of NPCs you had to kill, so if you just missed one, you had to wait for a long respawn. It's nice that their respawn here isn't long, but I don't understand why I have to sit here killing, like, over 100 enemies when I'm already done. I know you're all like, well, you don't have to. This is for the collection. I'm like, yeah, but if you want to like get all the unlocks, you need to do all the collections. And we're almost done with it anyway. Like, the Slayer anyway, so might as well. But, like, if there's one other player in here and they refuse to group up with me, it is, like, double the amount of work. Okay, we need 3 more Mercs and 2 more Droidicas, so we're almost done. That's right, proc inspiration, you fiend. Alright, the Droidicas are done. That has pissed off all the mercenaries. The mercenaries are done. Now I'm level 89. And we got the lock graffiti. See, we're getting fun items. Fun. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll get 80 from all this. Or 90 from all this. Dang. Yeah, don't underestimate the amount of XP you'll get from Nim's theme park. Yeah, because, like, what, we got 138,000 for the mercenary. Yeah, 138,000 for the droids, 138,000 for the mercenaries, and 138,000 for completing all the Slayer collections. So just dumps XP right on my lap. Let's go turn these in. There's a player city right here. Wow. Okay, we are back at Nim's, and we gotta turn in all these quests. Is this gonna get us to 90? Let's find out. Hi, Vaughn. You're all done questioning the some scientists, right? Right. I don't think I got much, though. Sometimes it's not what they say, but what they don't say, right? Yeah, well, good luck with that. Yep, there's level 90. You have to first... just had to turn one side quest, and I just got filled with a bunch of abilities. I'm just gonna remove them all. Except for that sure shot, because I know that sure shot's number 1. Yeah, wow. There it is. We did it, everybody. That's level 90. Amazing. I didn't even finish turning in on my quest yet. Complete. And we got the officer's belt. When you reach level 90, you get a belt. Yay! We also got Nim's mounted slug-thrower from... finishing that collection. This guy's quests. Neat. The object DNA extractor is a special item and cannot be destroyed. All I did was talk to him. Is that... Why does it say that when you talk to him? What kind of spaghetti code is that? Whatever. Grens. Intelligence reports both mercenary bosses are no longer an issue, Vum. Of course not. Indeed, Grens has come to expect no less success from Vum, as you should. Complete. Oh yeah, I guess we should allocate our last point. So we have 1 point left. Honestly, I think I'm just going to get it in back to flush for the survivability. You can either get the heal cooldown or heal improvement. Since General's aspect set has the opportunity to reset your heal, I think back to flush is a little bit better. I could get more. I could either get like 5% more ACR save on sure shot or 5% damage on sure shot. But I don't know. I think the back to flush is more likely to save my life than 5% more damage on sure shot or 5% ACR save. So we'll just do that. Cool. Congratulations, you've managed to do what no other scum or villain around here has been able to. Nothing I couldn't handle. Indeed, you are a force to be reckoned with, You have my thanks, and more importantly, the thanks of him. I just did what needed to be done. It has not gone unnoticed. You've done a great service for us today. It'll be some time before Nim's enemies crawl from under their rocks. This is it. This is the final piece of the puzzle. What does it all mean? The Imperials were behind it all right, but not exactly how we originally thought. Oh? We assumed the Imperials were constructing a weapon of some kind to further tighten their grip on the galaxy. They weren't. They were indeed constructing weapons, but not for the Empire. They were to be distributed here on Locke. Sounds shady. The final purpose is not clear, but thankfully their efforts have been halted, thanks to you. I did what I had to do. And then we got the Locke Revenant Rug, which is the end is just the rodent symbol, but on a rug. And Dr. Cole. You're back and in one piece. Don't tell me you got tied up with something else and now you're here to give some lame excuse. I'm back from the research facility. Prove it. I have the grenade prototype and the holodisc. Well, well, we knew you could pull it off. Great work. Return to me when you're ready. Blah, blah, blah. We're done. Vom, speak with Nim. So you're a Vom. The way everyone has spoken about you, I'd expected something more. You wanted to see me? Who do you think you are? You'll address me properly as your superior. You want to see me, sir? Yes, I wanted to see the newest face. You wanted to be a Lock Revenant, or this is all a big waste of time? That depends on what the pay is like, sir. The pay, you are indeed my type of pirate, spacer, garbage. The pay is okay. Occasionally when you don't make me mad, it'll be better. Still interested? I very much want to be a Lock Revenant, sir. We'll see. I have a unique opportunity for you. I recently built a Stronghold arena on the roof of this building. I think you're just the type of no-name fringe survivor that can handle yourself in a fight. Interested? Fight in the arena. Yes. I've got a short list of opponents that have angered me. Survive the arena and you'll get to be one of us. And of course, some credits to go with your newfound fame. I'll do it. Wow. Of course you will. Take the stairs to the ladder behind me. The ladder will take you to the roof. I'll be watching. Don't make me look like a fool. Cool. Well, we gotta go fight in the arena now. I don't know why it's stick. Oh, it's because it's on the roof. So you can either take the ladder to the back Nims or just drive. Let's go and drive up. All right, so here we are on top of Nims. Refresh my buffs. Let's prep for the arena, shall we? Yeah, let's take some spice. Let's just go AWOL. Yeah, I'll take the melee damage power-ups, because why not? And oh, wait, I shouldn't use the weapon power-up, because we're going to swap our weapon. We're going to take out the weapons that I made for level 90, so let's grab those. Store the droid. Keeping with our, you know, melee weapon theme here, we're going to be taking out... I like having it up here. This is the weapon that I crafted for level 90. It is a Mustafarian Bandit Sword. You can get the schematic from a Chugun Dark Cube. And then we take it to our weaponsmith to have it crafted. For the stats, we've got health bonus and crit bonus, and then we got melee action cost, critical chance for one-handed melee weapons, and one-handed melee weapon damage. This is a one-handed melee weapon. Got cold element on there for the extra base damage, and got the general server cap for the damage. So pretty good. I'm gonna buy a link that, throw that on. I feel like it matches our aesthetic. And then finally, we're not going to have to worry about it right now. But for my carbine of choice, I made a Firestar 10K. We have critical hit reduction on it because if I'm going to PvP, I'll probably whip this carbine out to do so. Range crit chance, and carbine crit chance, and carbine damage for the stats, another health stat. And have acid on it for the acid proc, which will give increased critical chance to critically hit the target while it's on it. And this is a 55-meter carbine, so the max weapon DPS is a little bit lower than if you took a 50-meter carbine, but that's the trade-off for a little bit more range. So I'm also going to buy a link of that, throw that on my bar, throw that in my backpack, and throw this on the bar. Having weapons on your toolbar will allow you to swap between them. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use an officer rally point. What an officer rally point is you have two of them. You have one that increases your defenses and one that increases your offense. We're going to activate the offense one, then what you need to do is you actually have to click on the ground. So I'm going to click right here. And then you'll see this red beam, and then you'll see you'll get a buff while in the area vicinity of it. It's going to reduce our action costs, increase crit bypass, and strike through attack. So it's pretty good. It sets both on cooldown, though. That doesn't last forever, so we're going to confirm that we are VUM, and then we're going to hear somebody approach. Oh yeah, we could use our combat droid now. Anyways, we defeated the unlucky Sulfur pilot. Apparently, if you killed us, you got to live. Nim says, "You surprised me, Fringer. Continue like this, and you'll be a lock hurdle in no time. Speak the referee and start the next fight." Ready for the next round? Yep. Clone of Scourge. Scourge being one of Nim's dogs. There goes the clone of Scourge. Nim says, "Not too bad. When you're ready, speak to the referee to start your next fight." Clone of Razor. Another one of Nim's dogs. They're just saying rough grrr. Nim says, "And another foe has fallen. You're the newest arena hero. Congratulations. Speak to the referee for your next fight." Arena Droidica. Just, I'm popping them like balloons, man. Ready for your final opponent? Arena Champion. I'll go hard on you, dude. My AoEs didn't even all go off before he died. Come on. You did it. You just made me a much richer pirate. Haha. Okay, now we gotta go speak with Nim. We could radial this hatch. Go down to Stronghold lobby. I don't know why there's a loading screen for that. I guess to hide the transition. Whatever. Here we are back at Nim. And we got the Nim's Arena poster, which is a neat poster. Completing more collections on the way and getting badges. It's pretty cool. It's talking to Nim again, though. Is the Arena Champion ready for some more work or an early retirement? More skulls to bash, please. No, although that is tempting. I actually need some help addressing grievances from the common folk in the Stronghold proper. Capital P. The commoners just won't leave me alone. I need an ambassador of sorts. Me? An ambassador to Nim? No, better person than the champion of the arena. What do I need to do? There seems to be a mob gathering outside. My guards are keeping things from getting out of control, but it still annoys me. What do you want me to do about it? I've marked the location in your datapad of the most annoying townie. I believe he speaks for the others. They say they are disgruntled, so go out and find what it would take to make them, I don't know, gruntled, I guess? Whatever it is, make it happen. Oh, Nim, you're such a great townsfolk leader. Here's a disgruntled townsperson. Who are you? I'm the champion. No, never mind. Do you work for Nim? Yes, Nim asked me. Look, we need Nim to take care of some basic needs, and obvious by his total reluctance to talk to his citizens that he doesn't care. But I bet he will when we all leave. Maybe a better name for this hole is Nim's Ghost Town. Take it easy. How about you make yourself useful and fix the water supply before we all die? If you didn't notice, the streams on this planet are not drinkable. We have access to filtered water, but now we don't. We used to. We haven't been able to properly bathe in weeks. Yes, it is quite obvious that Nim is trying to kill us all. I'll take care of it. Sure you will. Here's the location of poor Shalan. He's the so-called water treatment tech. Maybe a champion can squeeze some fresh water out of him if you can manage not to get lost. Let's see. Can I help you? This is an restricted area right now. We have a lot of damaged ships coming in this. Oh, I had no idea. Look, if you're a pilot, you can at least check on your ship later. Most of these are going to be junk. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. There's a collection for messing with Nims. Weeds. The weeds around Nims. Is it this guy? Hey, care to help the city out for Nim? What's in it for me? Notoriety, a small sum of credits. I'm listening. Nim has put me in charge of pulling up some of the unintended foliage around the Stronghold and city. All you need to do is find weeds, pull them, and dispose of them properly. How do I dispose of them? There's a dumpster over by the kennels. Don't worry about that yet. Once the job is done, I'll send you a con with the location dumpster. Okay, I'll do it. Here's our position. Fulfill the job, then come back, and we don't have all day. Okay, so I'm activating this now because I missed this the first time I did this. If you want to fulfill all of the collections for Nim's theme park, you have to pull weeds around town. And you have to do it multiple times. So first of all, I have to complete this quest. I don't know if this actually activates the collection until you complete it. Let me look. Yeah, I think you have to complete this quest first before you activate the Nim's weed pulling collection. So let's do this quest as we slowly make our way over to the water treatment technician. I know I popped all these buffs for the arena and I knew I wanted to use them or need them, but it's okay. It was funny, right? Just like everything coming out and just like 1-2ing it. Granted, that's because we're level 90 and now have apps level 90 weaponry. My crit chance is now 45%. So that means that when I hit something with one of my 4 AoEs, it has a 95% chance to crit it. Which, if I get the Entertainer buff, that gives me a 7% chance to crit. That'll bring me up to over 100% chance to crit with my 4 AoEs. I love you, math. You're so cool when you let me do big damage. Now, of course, that doesn't apply to targets that have more than 0 critical hit reduction. So again, I've talked about it earlier, but critical hit reduction reduces the target, your chance to be critted on a 1-to-1. So if you have a 10%, if the attacker has 10% chance for hitting you, then you need to, and you have 9 critical hit reduction, they'll have only 1% chance to crit you. Apparently I clicked the wrong weed. but we get paid for that. I was not paying attention. See, all the weeds are named Annoying Weed, and I wasn't paying attention to the ones we're clicking. I think I have all of those. Okay, so here we are with the water treatment tech. So much water, and it's all useless. Yes, you need something? Are your name is water treatment technician? I am, for all what good does me. Why? What are you doing out here so far from the water treatment facility on shore? Trying to think. I had to get away for a while from that broken down piece of bantha. I mean, the treatment facility. So the water treatment stuff is broken. Yes, things wear out, you know? And I can't get the quartermaster to get me any of the supplies I need to fix. Maybe I can help. What do you need? Well, the first thing I need is a new supply of catatonic chemical coagulant for the mixing chamber. But, got it. Now point me at the quartermaster and I'll see what I can do. Okay, I've got noted on your data pad. Good luck. You'll need it. I don't know why I just give me the full list of what you need and then I'll go get it. Why am I interrupting him? Let's drive around this way and see if we can't find any more weed. Oh yeah, here's a bunch. Or two. Flowering cacti, yes. Maybe some of the stuff we cooked earlier would have cycled out to something new. Let's paddle. That's how you check these through walls. You just radial them and examine them. Here is Ralia Revan, Nim's quartermaster. Nice outfit. Why, can't you see I'm busy? Or what? I've come to ask about requisition for supplies. Well, that quartermaster is... Well, that's what a quartermaster is for, after all, but I'm afraid that I don't have much on hand. What do you need? The catatonic chemical coagulant. Clean water would be nice for a change. Tell you what, I don't have it, but I know someone who owes Nim a favor and who does. Just tell me who and where. Here's the location of a smuggler by the name of Dak. I'm afraid he's way out by Mount Chalot. Okay, I lied. There's going to be some driving left. Luckily, there's a couple player cities near that location, so... Let's just get out of town and go that way. Alright, here we are at Dak, the smuggler on Mount Chalot. Hi, Dax. Who are you? How did you find me? And who sent you here? What do you want? Blue. Wait, I mean, relax. Did we shout Blue because of his shirt? I was sent by Ralia Ravins, Nim's quartermaster. Yes, I know her. I suppose she's wanting to cash in a favor I owe Nim, huh? Well, it's about time. What does she want? She said you would have access to a quantity of catatonic chemical coagulant. Yes, there's a great need for the liquid filtration supplies throughout the galaxy, and the Empire has been trying to corner the market. Fortunately, this volcano produces excellent deposits of one type of coagulant. So give me one then? Not so fast, favor or not. I don't just have that stuff. You'll have to get your hands dirty if you want anything from me, figures. So what do I have to do? I have the processed chemical you need, but in return, I need you to supply me with raw stuff so I can still make my scheduled shipment. And how do I do that? There are deposits scattered around the volcano. Just dig up a few and bring them back to me. Simple enough, right? Okay. Let's go start clicking rocks. Here's one of those chemical deposits. Get me off my mount. Get me off my mount. It's a problem with being on like the slope. Come on. Gonna have my camera zoomed out pretty far here to try and skim for these. Maybe I get targeted. Targ. A chemical? Ah, that does work. So you use the targeting command, and I just did a target, a chemical, and then I just did it. That makes it easier. Sometimes targeting helps with finding objects, like Griffin Striker realized during one of the GCW invasions we did a while ago. If you did / target like turret pylon or whatever, it would target like the nearest one that isn't like fully constructed or something. I don't know if that was like intentional or what. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I just remembered, if anyone ever wants a fun little feature, once you're level 90, if you click your class portrait here icon, you get turned to gold, and now you're advanced whatever you are. Doesn't really do anything, it's just funny. You got the chemical. I believe I have enough of it. Yes. Great. It'll be good to be out from under Nim. You make sure to let him know we're square. Got it? And then the treatment officer says, excellent, you have the chemical. Now just dump it in the mixing chamber. So back to Nims we go. Yeehaw. Here we are back in Nims, and let's fix the mixing chamber, shall we? I'm sure nothing bad will happen when we click it. Oh no. Hey, this one scales to our level. Surprise, there was an enemy that scales. Excellent work with the catatonic chemical coagulant. Thanks. So would there be flush water now? I wish. No, not yet. The flow control valves in the sedimentation tank are all either completely stopped up or nearly so. Replacing them is the only way to get the water flowing again. So you need Ralia to give you some flow control valves. Yes, good luck. They seem to be in short supply. As in non-existent. Alright, we're still also looking for what? Yellow pod weeds and flowering cacti. Got it. Back again. Need more chemicals? No chemicals. Flow control valves this time. Huh, I don't have anything like that. Sorry, I do know where you might get some, though. Might be risky, and where's that? There is a pressurized liquid storage unit not too far from here that is sure to have the valves you need. And how is it risky? Well, it is pressurized after all. Remove the flow control valves or tamper with it in any way, and the whole thing might go boom. I'll be careful. You'll be dead, but it's your funeral. Here's the location. Oh, I think this is the yellow pod one. Yay! Hey, look, one of the weeds we clicked on earlier came back as one that I actually needed. So I guess we'll look out for that weird tall standing plant thing on the way over to the other side of town. Maybe I'll drive out the other way. We might see something that... might see a different type of weed. If I go the other way, other than that's to keep going the same ways I have been. If it was just like pull weeds, this wouldn't be too bad. But since you have to pull specific weeds of specific amounts, that's where it gets... that's where, like, it earns its name annoying. I've actually never finished the NIMS collection specifically because I get to pulling weeds, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Here is the pressurized liquid storage unit. Remove. Are we going to get accosted by something again? A moon pirate engineer. Do you have any idea what I had to do to build this? I'm going to take it out of your hide. Those are the valves I need. Come back and replace the ones in the sedimentation tank. I like how they didn't mention that we stole it. Let's replace the valves. Am I too far? Nope, did it. Flits! Oh, I thought there was two for some reason. I'm just gonna pull this low grow out of spite. LA4. Great job on those valves. The flow is being regulated perfectly with the sedimentation chamber now. And that means the clean water now too. Yes? No, not quite yet. The flocculation chamber needs to be stirred at just the right speed and time. But the motor power regulator is glitching badly. I'll go to Ralia for a motor. Thanks. See, again, I wish like we just got this all at once. I don't know why we have to break this up, but whatever. Hopefully we don't have to go far for this one. Me just jinxing myself. I see you have fulfilled weed quota. You can drop them in the dumpster. A waypoint has been provided. I have sure fulfilled the weed quota, my guy. Can't believe we're all just throwing in the dumpster, though. There we go. We'll return to him when we head back that way, but we gotta talk to Ralia. Oh, for Nim's sake. What now? Is he your god? What the fuck? Motor power regulator. I need one. Hold on that thought. I'm getting a comm. Sure, take your time. It's not like anyone's dying of thirst or anything. Well, for once, I'm glad to see you. That was one of our field agents and a clanmate of mine. He's been injured and needs help. So I forgot about the dirty, the thirsty people and rushed to help this guy. Look, I've got the part you need, but Ray needs help now. I need you to rush these medical supplies to him, Hurley. They have an exceptionally short viability in this environment. Okay, okay. Hand over the supplies and point the way. Already your data pad. Now please hurry. We have 11 and a half minutes to go 6,200 meters to this part. So we have to go to the Great Mesa Lock. At the Great Mesa Lock, we will have to do a maze. Luckily, I have a ITV that will take us to a travel station that'll give us a little shortcut to get to there, so I don't drive all the way down there. So we'll go to Rory, go to the Kothbod of the Travel House. Okay, so we're here at the Great Lock Maze, and the gimmick with this is it dismounts you when you get near it. I don't know the fastest path, but that's okay. We'll just we'll go in here. I think I have to go this way. You can, if you, by the way, if you have the overhead map up and you hold control and use mouse wheel, you can zoom in. So like if you want to use the mouse wheel to basically complete the maze, which is probably the easiest way to do it, you can. Just, I think it's this way. Obviously, this helps if you have movement speed increase, but you have so much time. Like, I think if you drive all the way here, you don't take, like, a little shortcut, either by going to a player city. You could still get here with, like, 6 or 7 minutes to spare. Okay, so here's Ray. He just moans. Yeah, you that excited to see me? Ray, Rallia sent me. Here's the medical supplies you need. That was close. These are almost expired. What? I'm so glad you made it. Thank you. So now we gotta go back to Nims, but while we're here, we're gonna do 2 things. First, we're gonna have a fun joke. We're gonna pick up the Knuckler, which this farmer apparently does not want us to have. But we got it. And then we're gonna kill him because he's not giving us a choice. And now we're gonna leave. Unfortunately, there's no fast way of getting out of here other than having a group member, or being in a group, and using the group pickup point feature that I've talked about before, where if at least 2, if you have a group and there's 2 players within like 10 meters or something, you can right click your portrait and do waypoint, or I think it's /GPP. I think that's the command. I talked about this in the How to Traverse the Galaxies video, and you can instantly travel to any camp, shuttleport, or starport closest to that waypoint that got created. Pretty handy. Sup, Fear? You gotta choose your favorite game. It's gotta be Elden Ring, isn't it? Yeah, you Dark Souls, you a Souls fan? I've heard only good things about Elden Ring, so I can definitely imagine someone calling that their fave. I never really got into the Souls series. I've tried. But when it comes to the, like, melee RPG games like that, I just like, I want to play a hack and slash and turn my brain off. This Souls game's got too much thinking and strategy. I grew up playing Dynasty Warriors, so I'm pretty much brain off kind of guy when it comes to those. I know Dark Souls is much different than Dynasty Warriors, I understand, but you get my point. Alright, right here with Rallia. I just heard from Ray, and it was a close thing, but the supplies made it to him in time. I owe you my thanks. That's what he said. The thanks is welcome, but the part would be more so. Oh, yes, of course, of course. Here it is. Tell 4 that I am looking forward to a cold glass and a bath. Not necessarily in that order. That is the part you need. Just replace the old one, and that should do it. That better do it. I don't want to have to drive through Nim's Stronghold, so I'm just going to go around. I figured since we're passing by, might as well turn on our weed quest. And we got a weed type 8 from it. Oh boy, dude. See, you get these items for completing his quest, which are repeatable. And then you have to radial it out of your collection. And if I go to my collections and go to, I believe, achievements. Yep, there's the Weed Whacker collection. And I can get one of each, and there's 10. Oh boy. We're not doing any more of that today, though. But there you go. The last Souls game I tried to play was the remake of Dark Souls 1 Definitive Edition, and I I went every wrong way you could go in that game. It was comical once I explained it to somebody. All right, here's the flocculation chamber, fixed chamber. Oh no, Langlatch hatchling, the tiny baby. What are you doing here, you little dumb bastards? Why you make me do this to you? Oh, there's still one other one. Yeah, there you go. You like the feeling of overcoming tough boss fights? Sick. I respect that. I get that feeling. That's why I like when I play shooters, I play like the harder difficulties. I like overcoming shooter game bullshit. Oh, have fun in the Milan heroic. That's definitely one. I am stuck. Ariana has a completely different experience in the first playthrough. Yeah. Well, I'm getting unstuck here. Basically, I started Dark Souls 1, had no problems with the tutorial, didn't even die. And then I got out to where the first fire is, and I talked to the guard there or whatever. And then I was like, all right, cool. Where do I go next? And I saw the ruins, and I'm like, and a doorway. I'm like, I go that way. And so I get to the graveyard where all the skeletons are, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking hard. They're one-shotting me. I eventually, after many deaths, get past them, get into the catacombs, and instantly die. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I go to work the next day and tell my friend who's encouraged me to play Souls because he loves Dark Souls. He's like, no, dude. You gotta go around, you gotta go the cliff way. I was like, oh, okay. Get home, boot it up. I go down the staircase from the fire because you said the cliff way and that was the most obvious. Take the elevator down, and then I'm like, what are all these ghosts and why won't they die to normal shit? So I had some of the consumable items that make your weapon make your weapon do damage. I did them, and I got all the way up through the first boss to the second boss, and then died. And then I ran out of items to kill ghosts. I'm like, this is impossible. I can't progress. Go back to work the next day. Say what? I was like, no, not that way. The other cliff way. There's a small route you walk. I was like, what? Went home, walked around the route, got to the village. I'm like, this is infinitely easier. And then I got to the first actual boss, the Tauros ass boss on the wall, died once, and I'm like, I'm fucking over this. All right, here's 4. Sorry, I had to go on a little detour mentally. Wonderful. The flocculation chamber is operating at near peak efficiency. Great. Now what do I need to get? A drink of water. Well, yeah, that's about... Oh, you mean? Yes, my friend, you've done it. Let the people know that Nim's Stronghold will have pure, clean drinking water in no time. All thanks to Vum. That's right, all hail me, bastards. Yeah, so basically, Dark Souls 1, maybe not the strongest map level design, like, for story, for, like, in the beginning. And people I've told this story to are like, yeah, that is a confusing part. All right, here's the disgruntled townsperson. Oh, you want my thanks because you lifted a finger? You tell him that this is only the beginning. We need things fixed around the city. You tell him I'm making a list, and if he thinks this is the last he's heard from us, then he's got another thing coming. And that's not all. You're welcome. Fine, walk off while I'm talking. Nim will hear about how rude his so-called champion is, too. You can count on that. All right. Hi, Nim. You were gone for a while, Vum. I thought maybe the townspeople might have chased you out of town. They just need a drink and a bath. I can imagine. Good job providing both. I have a new mission for you, Vum. What is it? I've sent a message to the Sulfur Lake Pirates requesting a ceasefire pending a negotiation of peace between us and them. You're negotiating with them? Yes, I know. I'm sick of losing time and money to these wannabe pirates, but at this point it might be cheaper to bribe them into staying on their little part of the planet. Having to keep those hooligans in check is a real drain on Bravitz. Do you think they'll go for it? I'm sending you to find out. Me? You were the emissary, Vum. Did you think you were going to be rubbing elbows with nobles and partying with the elites? Well, I've remained optimistic until now. We've established a neutral meeting location. Go there, find out their terms, and contact me. You can defend yourself, but don't pick any fights. They know who you are, so don't expect it to be cordial. I will. Dismissed, pirate. Where we gonna go? Oh, down there. Is there a shuttle? No, of course not. I guess Burgerland's kind of close. We can shuttle Burgerland. Start one-shotting me is going the right way, but yeah. Bridge cross scared you away. Yeah, I got to the first boss fight, and I'm like, I could do this. He's not scary. It's just going the wrong way multiple times and hitting my head on the significantly harder enemies. Only to find out I was going the wrong way the whole time. And they get to significantly easier content. I just ran out of motivation at that point. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's funny too, because when you get out of the start area, it has you pointed at like the cliff path that you need to take. But my thing is when I enter an area, I like look around, and I looked around, saw the shrine and like the NPCs, and then I wanted to explore the ruins and whatever, as I got sidetracked. So by the time that I would try to retrack myself, the cliffside path, which is very not obvious if you're not pointed right at it, didn't just pop out to me. There's plenty of good games, though, that I've bounced off of for one reason or another. Sometimes just missing the boat. Not me, but I've had friends try, like, the original Halo games, and they're like, yeah, this is pretty good, but, like, I don't get what the, like, super hype is. And part of, like, especially the Halo 2 and 3 experience and, like, early Reach was, like, you just had to be there, man. And, like, it was, like, also, like, the communal thing and everything going on at the time and the hype. So, yeah, and not all those games have aged terribly well, so I get it. Like, if you weren't there for Halo originally, I get why you might not be in love with it now. They did that shit on purpose. Yeah, the Dark Souls dads are like, let's get this fucker to go get his ass kicked somewhere else first. Lamau. They're trying to weed me out, and I guess they succeeded. It was just whack because I got into the city and I was like, or the village, and I'm like, this is significantly easier than the other places. Are you the emissary for Nim? By the way, everyone talks. I expected the spacer they call Vum to be a bit bigger. You know, that's accurate, actually. I'm very small. I'm here. Talk piece. Straight to business. I like it. Okay, here's the deal. You pass us Choster, we'll sign a ceasefire agreement. Choster, never heard of him. That's their former engineer. Don't lie. We know you used him to get a past security system in our hideout. You'll hand him over, and then we'll sign an agreement. We'll even give you a good faith and credits. Then we'll go for it. Thank you for following, Fair. Well, we have Choster's sister, so either way, someone is going to pay. Hand over Choster, or we'll kill the sister. I doubt you want her blood on your hands, Let me contact Nim. Take your time. Nim says, I'd rather not see innocents die, but I will not hand over Choster. You need to figure something out. You got a response from him? I do. What does the pirate say? Hand over Choster's sister for ransom? Let me guess. You just made that up. We want Choster. If we don't get Choster, the female Twi'lek dies. I'm not going to let you do that. We'll see. Attack! I'm going to try and kill these guys without... Never mind. I was going to say without killing all the commoners, but... I had to do it to them. Oh my goodness, you're still spawning? Calm down. I know you're excited to see me, but jeez. Three waves? Yeah, that makes sense. Look, you made your point. I don't want any more trouble. I've sent a comm to release Choster's sister now. Please leave me alone. Oh, what about a peace agreement? We'll be in contact. Choster's sister calls and says, I would have preferred to thank you in person, but Nim has me in hiding. Thank you so much for having me released. Now we go back to Nim. Let's avoid the chemo boys standing around. That bounty hunter is for something, but I don't remember what. Like, he's part of a quest that I'm gonna probably do at some point. I just don't remember what. Big fan of the houses have to be built further out from the point of interest, but ITVs can be called close, you know? It's a little bit more efficient. Here is Nim, everybody, our favorite. Great work rescuing Chaucer's sister, Sheila. I failed to brook her peace, sir. Yeah, well, we can't have everything. Maybe we can try again and things will blow over. Although, after the punishment you have provided, I'm not too sure that will be forgotten soon. Anything else? Get some rest, Vum. Come back when you're ready for more work. What's the name of this next quest? Bumvalimo, I hope you're well rested. I need you to meet an envoy and the politicians from Tatooine. You want me to kill them? No, I want someone that can speak basic that I can also trust to meet them and bring them here to the Stronghold lobby to discuss business. Are they at the starport? No, they are orbiting in low orbit in a shuttle. You're to go to landing clearance terminal in front of the Stronghold and grant them permission. The terminal will be temporarily lower our defenses for the shuttle to land. I understand. Good. And Vum, do try to be courteous to the guests. Envoy. Oh, I think this is the last one. Sick. Okay, well, let's do it. We definitely would have finished this a lot earlier if I wasn't reading everything, but hey, man, that's what I'm here for. All right, so I guess no spoilers. Authorize accept. Landing clearance control. Select disable defenses for landing. Authorized to land received. See you on the ground. Heh ha ha. That's a little weird to say. Let's back off. So when you activate this terminal, just back off. Like, back off. For no particular reason. Alright, here comes the shuttle. Flying right in. As scheduled. We've scanned the shuttle. I have a feeling something is up. Get ready to defend yourself. I'm on my way. Something doesn't seem right about the shuttle. Yeah, so you want to stand back. If you are not geared, there's a lot of NPCs that show up here. Like, a lot. Especially if you're doing this on level. Wait, where do they all go? Uh-oh. Did I break it? Again. Oh. I think I broke it, everybody. Why? Oh, man. No, I think they all despawned. Okay, well, I guess the side effect of not getting into combat immediately is that. All right. Well, that's a good everything despawned. If you talk to Nim, he's like, go escort the politicians. Let me delete the quest. Hey, Nim. He says the same thing. So luckily if that happens, we can just delete the quest and get it again and then hope that it'll fix itself. Oh yeah, shuttle left. I think the shuttle just departs after a period of time. But you do need to destroy the NPCs that come out, so. Well, that was awkward. Alright, well, I'm just gonna stand on top of it and kill sons of bitches, so. Whatever, man. Get some! This is I'd call this a very dangerous encounter if you, are at level for it. Level 90, though, I don't really think you need to worry about it. I was trying to give an example because you see Nim will come out and, like, they'll fight and whatever. They're all supposed to get in, like, positions and attack. Anyways, we're too badass for this shit. Yeah, you have to defeat them for it to progress. You can't just stand there and wait. Here's Nim. Fantastic work, Vum. You handle yourself well out there, like a true ambassador. We're running you your help with a badge of appreciation. Thank you, sir. And we got the collection done. You got the Nim slug-thrower, which is a very, very cool card, by one of my favorites. And it can be recrafted to do big damn. So we got that, and that's Nim's theme park, everybody. We go to the achievements, so you see that the only thing you should be missing is the Weed Whacker badge, if you've done everything that I've done today. which would have me doing that weed quest over and over and over again, hoping that I get the correct collection items to redeem, because I don't believe the quest gives you a different... It doesn't necessarily give you the one you need every time. You can buy the collection or trade the collection items from other players, so there's that. If you do complete all the items, you can get Jenkins J1 rifle prototype, which is a unique weapon skin and very cool, and you'll get the badge. And getting all of the weed gives you a title, a badge. Yeah. So that's it. That's all of NIMS. So what today we helped Boba Fett with some bounty hunts, which proved useful to have that carbine for fighting Nim's girlfriend. Did all of Nim's theme park, showed you a bit. Technically, yeah, I haven't finished it because I haven't done all the weed whacker stuff, but I showed you how to start it. So if you want to finish it on your own, go for it. Maybe I'll finish it some other time. But we did get level 90. Thanks again for everyone being here for that moment. Next time, we might take a little break and do some space stuff and then maybe move over to Kashyyyk. I think that's what I'm thinking about doing. We'll see. But thank you very much again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one later.